Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? And so here we go for Saturday, some college football to get the early slate of games going here. We've got number 7 Kentucky Wildcats at number 14 the Ole Miss Rebels here in this matchup. Two teams in the SEC both ranked in the top 15 here. And so this should be a good game here between these two offenses. All right, so first we'll get to see Ole Miss with the football here first. Jackson Dart at quarterback, the sophomore transfer from USC. Here he goes in the shotgun formation here. 4 receivers on the play. One goes in motion. Takes a snap, low snap, fakes it to the back, avoids the defender. He's now moving, running, and he's going to get a nice scramble there. Second down coming up, second and short. Again, it's Ole Miss here with the football first to start things off. All right, so now we got second down here, second and about a good 3. Takes a snap from up under center here. Gives it to the guy in the jet sweep off the right side. Still running. He's at the 40, 45, and push out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. So already here we're seeing a couple plays here. That time Henry on the jet sweep, 21 yards. You see Ole Miss already lining up here. They want to get things quickly and control the tempo that way. And so already quarterback up under center here, one back in the backfield, multiple tight ends, 2 receivers. Receiver goes in motion, takes the snap here, play fake. Throws it to the receiver, overthrew him, incomplete. So now we got second and 10 coming up here for Ole Miss. I mean, look at the difference in terms of how long these teams take to snap the ball so far this season. Ole Miss is 3rd in the league. Meanwhile, Kentucky prefers to take their time. Meanwhile, Ole Miss takes the snap out of the shotgun, going to give it to the back, and the back is going to pick up a couple yards on the play. That's why I get back to the line of scrimmage. All right, so now we got 3rd and 12 coming up. Shotgun formation here, 3rd and 12, and right now they're at their own 47-yard line here. All right, takes the snap out of the shotgun, in the pocket. Throws it. It's caught by the receiver. He's got to make somebody miss here. And, he's going to be about a yard shy of getting to the first. That's going to take them to the 41-yard line of Kentucky. Will they go for it? And so, Braden, what's good with you? What's good with you, Braden? How's it going? Meanwhile, 4th and 1, they're going to go for it. At least they're lined up to go for it. They're looking to the sideline to make adjustments here. You've got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back here. So 4th down. So far in the season, they're 5 of 7. Let's see if they continue to have success here. But there is movement. There is a penalty. And that's one way to kill a drive right there. And so we got a penalty, false start against the offense. That's going to back them up another 5 yards. And so Braden says, watching the Iowa versus Michigan game, we'll give you updates, what's happening. And so, hey, bet, appreciate that. Appreciate that. There's a lot of good 12 o'clock games on, honestly, right now. I know the Purdue-Minnesota game, that one's on. Oklahoma-TCU as well. I mean, there's some really good games that are on. Kansas State, Texas Tech. So, yeah, a bunch of great games to start things off today. But meanwhile, for Ole Miss here, they're going to have their punter, Fraser Mason, out there. 4th and 6 after the penalty. Snap is good. Punt's on the way. Let's see if we get a return here. No return on that one, but the ball does bounce. And it's going to be picked up at the 5-yard line. So that is where Kentucky's offense will take over from their 5-yard line. Absolutely. But yeah, Braden, let me know, what are you projecting that is going to happen with the Iowa-Michigan game? What are you expecting to happen? You think Iowa has a chance? Let's see, Braden says, doing good, JB. Did you see the huge trade I made with Old Man in Fantasy? And so, yeah, I did see it. I did see it when it went down. And so I felt like that was a good trade. I felt like it was a good trade for both, honestly. And so, absolutely. Nobody got JB'd on that one. All right, but here we go for Kentucky. Their first offensive drive of the game. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap on their own 5-yard line. Going to toss to the back. The back off the right side. Still on his feet, taking contact and still swerving out there. Picks up 5 yards on the carry. Now we got 2nd and 5 coming up here. 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line here for Kentucky offensively in this one. Braden says, yeah, there's a lot of big games today. And so, yes, and that's what we love about Saturdays. We're now at that point of the season now where every game is going to start being more and more of a bigger matchup. So I'm excited for it. You said Michigan just scored a touchdown. Well, they don't they don't wait around, do they? They don't wait around at all. All right, but here we go, guys. 2nd and 4 now for the Wildcats, and you can see the difference in terms of just how long they take to snap the ball in between plays. Shotgun formation here. Takes a snap. Bobbled the snap, so the quarterback's just going to keep it and try to bull rush his way forward. He's going to pick up 3 yards. And so now we've got 3rd and 1 coming up here for Kentucky, 14-yard line. Obviously, if you're Kentucky here, the last thing you need is to punt the ball this far back into your own end zone here. You want to at least get a couple more first downs here for the sake of field position, if nothing else. But let's see, key 3rd and 1 already. Again, the first drive here for the Wildcats. Braden says, yeah, I don't think we're going to win. You never know. College football is all about upsets, right? You just never know. All right, but now we've got ourselves a heavy formation here. Multiple tight ends, 1 receiver, got a fullback as well in the back. But quarterback's going to keep it on the quarterback keeper and get Kentucky the first down. So a fresh new set of downs to work with here for this offense. Again, Kentucky enters this game 4-0 right now, ranked number 7 in the nation, going against 4-0 Ole Miss, who's ranked number 14. So both of these teams come in undefeated right now, but only one will leave undefeated. Braden says this Ole Miss Kentucky game is huge for both teams. And so, yes, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. And I really want to see, can Kentucky win this one on the road against a team like Ole Miss? I mean, if so, that just adds to the resume that they're building. Teams like them, teams like Tennessee, I'm really curious how they're going to match up against teams like Georgia. Meanwhile, play fake for Kentucky. Going to take a deep shot. He has a man, but, just missed Brown. Just missed him. Just missed them. Again, here in the first quarter with 10 minutes and 29 seconds to go. Neither team has scored yet, but this is the first offensive possession here for the Kentucky Wildcats. But that time there, his guy certainly was behind the defender there, so a better throw would have led to that one being possibly even a touchdown. All right, but here we go. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Ball right now at the 17-yard line here of the Wildcats. Tight end goes in motion. There's 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Takes the snap out of the shotgun. Throws it. Caught by the tight end. And that's going to be a nice pickup of about a good 5 yards in the play. 4 or 5 yards. Let's see. Braden says, I think both of these teams could make a New Year's 6 bowl. And so, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. I mean, absolutely. There's a lot of impressive teams. Like the middle of the pack for the SEC this year is very, very interesting. Michael, what's good with you? What's good with you? Hey, Michael, for my projections, I did project that the Bengals were going to beat Miami. I projected that they were going to score 27 points, but I had Miami scoring 24 points. Obviously, the whole Tua situation was very scary, but congrats to your Bengals there. Just like that, 2 in a row. Meanwhile, they get Kentucky's quarterback, and so Will Levis is brought down for a sack on that 3rd down. So now 4th down coming up here, and Kentucky will have to punt the ball back to Ole Miss. And so on 3rd down, when you're able to generate pressure on the inside the way that they did that time, and that time, quite frankly, all the stunts and the moving around in the interior of the line there, they were able to get past the blockers there and get the quarterback for the sack. Now we got 4th and 12 coming up here from the Kentucky 15-yard line. And so we'll see where Ole Miss will start off with the football after this punt return. Meanwhile, I do love these Ole Miss helmets. If I do say so myself, I love their helmets. It looks really nice. All right, punts on the way. See if we get a return here. Ball near the sideline. Bounces out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. But let's see where they mark it at. And Michael says, who they? Let's see. Michael says, I was there. Over 67,000 people there. Wow, it was loud. And so, oh, man, so you were actually there. And so nice. I tell you what, though, Bengals keep feeding Joe Mixon. He's now on my fantasy football team. Happy about that. And so that got my team off to a great start. And also T. Higgins got him in another league. So definitely happy with what the Bengals are doing out there. But glad to see that they're getting things in the right direction now. So absolutely. Let's see. Michael says record crowd. And so Mike, what's good with you, Mike? What's good with you? How are you doing? And so glad to see that the crew is coming up here, but glad to have you here, Mike. And so, but yeah, guys, let me know who you got in this one. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the poll question up there now. We've got a couple people here, so let me go ahead and put it up here real quick and see who everybody's got in this one. Kentucky or Ole Miss? Let's see. But yeah, Mike says Bills. All right. All right, so getting the first poll question up. And right now we're currently at the commercial, but when we come back, it will be Ole Miss football here for their second offensive possession of the game. All right, but yeah, let me know who you got in this one, Kentucky or Ole Miss. Meanwhile, we are at the commercial right now. Both teams have had the football so far in this one. Both teams end up having to punt the ball. But the biggest difference is how both of these teams try to go about controlling tempo. For Kentucky, we want to slow things down offensively, play great defense. Meanwhile, for Ole Miss, we want to line up here and get as many plays as we can in the game because you know if you're Ole Miss, that offense is going to score. All right, right now we're tied here on the poll. There are 2 votes, one Kentucky, one Ole Miss. JB's going to take Ole Miss in this one. I'm going to take Ole Miss in this one. Let's see, Michael says it's 50-50 now. And so, yes, well, now it's favoring Kentucky. And again, still right now currently at the commercial. But again, both of these teams enter 4-0. Now, Kentucky is 1-0 in conference play. This is Ole Miss' first conference game of the year. And so let's see. Michael says he's got Kentucky. Bet. Mike says miss you Thursday. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that. And so yeah, absolutely. Sometimes work gets a little crazy, so you know how that can be. But yeah, absolutely glad to be back here on a Saturday. And so I mean, let me know, guys, what is gonna be your, as we used to do last year for college football games. What is the game that's your popcorn game, your pizza game? All of that stuff, basically pizza game, that's your best game there. Popcorn game, that's a game that you really like. All of that stuff. So let me know which games are you looking forward to the most this year. I'm sorry, this week. This week. Because there's a lot of great games coming on today. A lot of them. All right, meanwhile, here we go for Ole Miss. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap, hands to the back, up the middle, and the back is going to pick up about a good 3 yards on that carry. Second down coming up. Again, here in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the first. Ole Miss here with their second offensive possession in the game here. You look at the amount of receivers they got at the top of the screen. They take the snap, pump fake, holds the ball. He's going to throw it now to the receiver. Receiver got to make a couple people miss. And so gets it back to line of scrimmage. So now we got third down coming up. And so now we got 3rd and 3 coming up. And again, right now the ball is at their own 42-yard line here for Ole Miss. Shotgun formation here, takes the snap. Going to give it to the back, and the back trying to find a hole there off the left side, and he does. He needed 3 yards. He picked up 4 yards. Evans on the carry again. And so far, even though it's just their second possession, so far Ole Miss has really looked nice on the ground. Now, we do have a player that's currently down right now for Kentucky. He's grabbing what seems to be, I guess, like his ankle or his leg. And that's Jones, the defender for Kentucky. Hopefully he'll be okay. Braden says Clemson versus North Carolina State. And so, hey, that's going to be a good one. I know Clemson coming off that big win against Wake Forest last week. But, hey, North Carolina State, I give them a lot of hell for what they played, for how they played against East Carolina. But, I mean, outside of that, North Carolina State, this is going to be a very good matchup. 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10. And so they're coming up tonight. I did give some consideration to possibly streaming that one, but I said, hey, I streamed Clemson a bunch so far this year, so let's stream somebody else. But, yeah, that's going to be a great game there, a great game. Yeah, I wonder how DJU is going to play in that game, and can he keep playing at a high level? Braden says, it's always crazy when Clemson plays at home in a primetime game against a top 25 team. And so that is the case. That is the case. Absolutely. But right now, we're currently at the commercial. And so right now, around some of the other teams that's taking place right now, you've got Kansas State up 7-0 over Texas Tech right now. You've got TCU up on Oklahoma right now, 7-0 there in the first quarter. Michigan's up on Iowa 7-0. And Purdue up on Minnesota 7-0. Definitely going to keep my eyes monitoring that game. as that one continues. Mike says all Bills player keep being hurt. Oh yeah, Mike, that's what I meant to ask you, Mike. When it comes to Gabriel Davis here, because last week he didn't get me that much in fantasy football, so I need to know: is he getting better in practice? Like, is he closer to 100%, or is he just going to be out there just as a decoy or limping like last game? Because I need to know whether or not I should start him or not, Mike. That's what I need to know. And also the Bills defense. Are any of those guys coming back that was hurt last week? Because you guys had like half your defense out last week. So any news on that, Mike? Let me know. A concerned fantasy football owner. Let's see, Mike says, I hope when a quarterback gets up and walks and falls down after hitting his head, the league will never allow him to return right back after again. And so, absolutely, Mike, absolutely. I mean, how does one? What gets me is that you first put him down for a head injury, but then you switch it to a back injury just because you know you got Thursday night football coming up next, and you're thinking, hey, we're playing Buffalo, so we don't want to lose the game. And so, I mean, obviously, there's multiple people that make that decision and stuff like that. You know, this is not something that falls directly just on someone like a Mike Daniels or something like that. This is above him. This goes back to the medical team and stuff like that. How do you switch a diagnostic like that when we clearly all seen what happened? But, you know, that's an entirely different story right there. Entirely different story. Let's see, Mike says Decoy Davis is what I suspect. So, okay, I can't start a decoy. Can't start a decoy this week. All right. All right, so getting ready to get back to the action here. Again, showing what happened last year when these two teams played each other. Was a high-scoring fest last year. All right, but here we go. Quarterback up under center here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Ball at the 46-yard line here for Ole Miss. Takes a snap, play fake. Steps up, avoids the rush. In the pocket. He's moving now. Still moving. And he's scrambling. Got the first down and then some. Picked up maybe 12 yards on the scramble. Jason Dart with the run. Taking it all the way to the 42-yard line now of Kentucky. So now we're on Kentucky side of the field here. And as you can see, they're hurrying up to the line here. For them, it's all about being efficient here. And I like that. I like that from the offense. If you got talent on your offense here, I like the fact that you're getting a lot of snaps here so guys can get into a rhythm. Receiver goes in motion. Takes the snap. Looking. Offensive line holding up. Throws a nice pass. And it's caught at the 20. At the 10. And he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. So about 4 or 5 yards away from the end zone. And yet a nice pass there. I mean, Jason threw a dart on that one. Mr. Jason Dart. Let's see. Braden says the Bills signed Xavier Rhodes. And then he pulled his hamstring. All right, here we go, guys. First and goal. Again, that was a 38-yard completion to Jordan Watkins. Shotgun formation. Take the snap. Going to give it to the back. Up the middle. In the back. It's going to get the touchdown here for Ole Miss. So how about that? Touchdown Ole Miss here. It was their second drive of the game, and that time they capped it off with Zach Evans, but he had a lot of help on that drive. Jason threw a dart that time, and what a nice completion that was. And so perfect execution offensively here for Ole Miss. And so now they're up right now, and we got the extra point attempt coming up. But yeah, he definitely got that rushing touchdown in that time. And so great job by Evans there. 6 plays, 65 yards, a minute and 40 seconds turn time possession off the clock. Extra point is up. Extra point is good. So the score right now is 7-0 Ole Miss over Kentucky. When we come back, it'll be 7 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it will be Kentucky with the football. Let's see. Braden says, yeah, the whole Tua thing is weird. And so absolutely. I mean, they put him at risk. It's their job to protect him from himself at that point. A lot of people made mistakes. And let's see, Mike says Cook needs to step up. We spent our second on him, and Snell squad beating him. Let's see. Black Medicine, what's good with you? And so Black Medicine says, oh, piss. Let's see. Braden says, on Sunday when I saw Tua almost pass out in the field, I thought he wasn't going to play the rest of the game. And so, yeah, I thought so too. I really thought so as well. Mike says the league is to blame too. They watched him collapse. That should have been it until the doctors who have nothing to do with sports sign off later. And so they at least shouldn't have rushed him back, knowing it's a short week as well. Absolutely. But yeah, he had no business getting back in that game. And so 80s, what's good with you? What's good with you? 80 says JB is going to be a shootout. And so you know what? I would love to see that be a shootout. I would really love to see a shootout in this one. Again, both of these teams right now 4-0. Big game for both of these teams ranked in the top 15. All right, kickoff on the way. All right, no return here. And again, right now the votes through 5 votes, we have 4 for Kentucky and 1 for Ole Miss. Let's see, Braden says, if you have a concussion, you should be out at least 2 weeks. At the minimum, at least 2 weeks. I agree. But in that case, I mean, like, even if I'm a teammate on his team or something like that, if I happen to see that the man just doesn't look right, like if I'm that guy that's next to him when I see him about to stumble and stuff like that, I'm like, Coach, you got to keep him out. You got to keep him out. All right, but here we go. Kentucky from their own 25-yard line. Takes a snap out of the shotgun. Gonna give it to the back. All right, he gets a nice carry on that one. About a good 4 or 5 yards on that one. Second down coming up. Let's see, Mike says, ever since the Dolphins coach got a ring, he keeps saying, my precious. All right, but how about TCU right now in their matchup? All right, we got 2nd and 5 coming up here. 2nd and 5 again here in the first quarter with 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Again, Ole Miss up 7-0. Let's see how Kentucky responds. Multiple tight ends here, one back in the backfield, quarterback up under center. 5 seconds right now on the play clock. Takes the snap here, going to give it to the back, and the back up the middle. Going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. So now we got 3rd and 2 coming up here. 3rd and 2 here for Kentucky. Let's see, Braden says, even if Tua didn't have a concussion on Sunday, he should not have played Thursday. All right, right now they're making substitutions here on defense for Ole Miss. Again, 3rd and 3 right now. Ball at the Kentucky 33-yard line. Look at the difference in total yards so far. You got Ole Miss with 101, Kentucky with just 17. Kentucky's offense has got to get things going here. All right, you got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back, shotgun formation here. 3rd and 3. 3 seconds right now on the play clock. Got to snap the ball. He does snap the ball. Quick pass to the receiver. Got to make somebody miss, and he does. He splits defenders. He's still running at the 50. He's at the 40. Tripped up at about the 35-yard line, so that's going to be a massive first down here. And so that's a pickup of about 30 yards there for Barry and Brown and the Kentucky Wildcats. So big play here on 3rd down. They wasn't just thinking first down. They were trying to get a touchdown on that play. An excellent job there splitting defenders and using that speed. Let's see, Mike says Bills got cornerback Xavier Rhodes, who immediately got hurt. And so, yeah, Braden mentioned that one earlier. But, yeah, I did notice that. All right, here we go for Kentucky here. Now we're on Ole Miss side of the field here. Levis up under center, takes a snap, going to give it to the back, and the back up the middle, runs somebody over and picks up about 7 yards on the play. So now we got 2nd and 3 coming up. 2nd and 3 right now, and we're at the 30-yard line of Mississippi. Again, Ole Miss scored last time, 7 points, and so right now Kentucky trying to match that. Here in the first quarter with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go. 2nd and 3 coming up. Let's see, Mike says, how about Dane Jackson? Let's see, net bent backwards, and he will be back this week. Awesome, good luck. And so, oh man, I did see that. That's right, I did see that, and so I was wondering about that as well. Appreciate that update. All right, but 2nd and 3. Takes the snap out of the shotgun, can give it to the back, and the back still on his feet here. Picks up 9 yards on the play. That was Chris Rodriguez Jr. with the carry. Picked up 9 yards and a first down. So now we got 1st and 10 right now at Mississippi, at Ole Miss 21-yard line. Again, 5 plays, 54 yards so far in about 3 minutes in turn time possession off the clock so far in this one. As Eddie says, he's a bit hungover and it's JV's fault. And you look at what Chris Rodriguez did last year, over 1,300 yards on the ground rushing last year. Now we got 1st and 10 coming up. Number 7 ranked team in the country. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap, going to give it to the back, and the back off the left guard. Runs someone over there, but picks up about a good yard or 2 on the play. Now we got 2nd down coming up here, 2nd and 9. Again, 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Right now, Ole Miss up 7-0, but we have Kentucky driving with the football here. And so far here to pass the play selection here, 9 rushes to 3 passes for Kentucky. And so right now, Kentucky really trying to shorten this game here. You see that they're snapping the ball within like 5-6 seconds of the play clock. Takes the snap here out of the shotgun. Throws it to the screen. Oh, he tried to throw it to the back at the backfield. I like the play call, but don't like the execution there. He dropped the ball like it bit him on the fingers. 3rd and 9 coming up. Meanwhile, for the poll, I will go ahead and end that poll. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 9 coming up. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 9 coming up. Out of the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Takes the snap. Looking, throws it. Incomplete. Even if he caught that one, it would have been a long shot to get to the first down. But now we got 4th and 9 coming up, so that should bring out the field goal unit for Kentucky. Let's see, Mike says, how JB responsible for 80s heavy drinking? And so, Mike, I never know, Mike, but we just take the blame here. Let's see, Braden says, did you see UCLA versus Washington game last night? I did not see it. I knew that they were playing, Braden, but I didn't see it. What happened in that matchup? I totally forgot about that game. All right, we've got a 39-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Kentucky. Let's see if we can convert here. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, but the kick is no good. So the kicker for Kentucky missed it. So that's 3 points, an opportunity wasted right there by the Wildcats. Here in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. And so now when we come back, it will be Ole Miss. They have the lead 7-0, and now they'll have the football. But that time he missed it. And so Black Medicine is not happy about that. He missed it. Braden says 80's always blaming JB for something. Exactly. JB doesn't even fight it anymore, Braden. JB doesn't fight it. But again, right now, currently at the commercial. So now 80s pulls a 180 and says he's hungover and it's Mike and Braden's fault now. So, wow. But again, yeah, so let's see how the poll is going so far. All right, so far through 3 votes here, we got 1 for North Carolina State and 2 for Clemson so far. All right, make that 3 for Clemson, 1 North Carolina State. Again, a matchup between 2 teams in the ACC that are in the top 10. It's been a minute since I've been able to say that. Black Medicine finds that funny. And so, Aiden, what's good? What's good, Aiden? And, hey, how about them Jags last week? How about them Jags? And so he says, Levi show out for the scouts, man. And so, hey, this is a big opportunity to do it. A big opportunity to do it. But the coach got to give more opportunities to go out there and ball out. They've been pretty run heavy so far. Let's see, Braden says he watched the highlights. UCLA was up big, and Washington almost made a comeback. Ooh. And so Braden says, come on, 80s. Oh, yeah, by the way, Braden, are you feeling 100% better? I know you said a while back that you were sick, so I haven't checked to see if you're 100% better yet. Aiden says DJ still pisses you off, and so understand that. I mean, it's tough, you know, when you're the fan, because I remember, I will never forget, I was so ready for the Buckeyes to move on from J.T. Barrett back when he was in there under the helm. I was like, bruh, anybody but him. I was like, this kid got to graduate already. He got to graduate already. Like, it was ridiculous at that point. So I understand your pain. I do. And so 80 says, LOL. Let's say 80 says, Jazz looking good. I think we got a shot against the Eagles. And so you say there's a chance. You say there's a chance. I like it. I like it. But again, right now, currently at the commercial still. TCU up on Oklahoma 7-3 right now in that Big 12 matchup. Let's see. Seems like Kansas State University, they're still fighting strong here. 13-0 right now over Texas Tech University. Let's see. The Michigan still over Iowa right now 7-0, and Purdue still over Minnesota 7-0 as well. I mean, again, a lot of great games right now, so pick your poison, but a lot of great games to be watching right now. Meanwhile, in this one, Ole Miss is up 7-0 over Kentucky here in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Braden says, yep, he's 100% better. And so, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. And so, I mean, hey, with Dougie P, you just never know. He's like, you just never know because he does a great job of game planning. So you really never know. Meanwhile, 1st and 10 here out of the shotgun. He's going to give it to the back, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down coming up here. 2nd and about 8 coming up. And let's not forget that tomorrow we actually have a London game between the Saints and the Vikings there in that matchup. Meanwhile, they take the snap, and met in the backfield. Met in the backfield for a big loss there. And so great job by that Kentucky defense getting in the backfield. Made them lose 3 yards on the carry. So now it's 3rd and 11 here coming up here. So let's see, can Ole Miss get the first down here? 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, they're up 7-0. Shotgun formation of 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Takes the snap. In the pocket, throws it, and it's caught. And he's still running. And takes it all the way to about the 45-yard line. So what a big-time completion there on 3rd down. They were facing 3rd and 11, but you know what? Man, I mean, he got separation from that defensive back. I'm starting to think that defensive back cannot turn his hips at all. Take the snap out of the shotgun, fakes it to the back, in the pocket. Going to take another deep shot here. Ooh, could have been picked off. Should have been picked off there. He should have died for that one there, but Valentine did not get to the ball there, but he was the closest guy to the ball. That time, he overthrew his receiver big time. Mike says, where is Ed Oliver? Let's see. Aiden says, we went for it on 4th and 12 in the first quarter. Doug doesn't care. Aiden says, darts look good. He is throwing darts. Mike says, a good old-fashioned should be getting ready for church game. And so, nothing like that, Mike, huh? Nothing like that. Meanwhile, quarterback's going to keep it himself here for Ole Miss. And so, nice pickup on the play. Got about 8 yards on the play. So, now we got 3rd and 2 coming up. 3rd and 2 here from the Kentucky 47-yard line. Let's see. 80 says, JB, it's Braden's fault. Aaron Rodgers does mushrooms and smoke weed, LOL. But right now, the ball is actually on Kentucky side of the field here at their 47-yard line after Jackson darted up the middle for 7 yards. So 3rd and 3 coming up. Again, TC. What is it about Oklahoma? They like to let teams just start jumping on them early. Let's see. Braden says Urban Meyer was pulling stuff off of people you know what last year. And so Braden says it's not my fault. 80s. Let's see. Aiden says, nah, Midnight Mass tonight. All right, but 3rd and 3 coming up. And says, can't miss a minute of football. You're right about that. All right, takes a snap. Gives it to the back, up the middle. Oh, he's still running. This is a foot race. 20, 10, touchdown. Again, Ole Miss. And so just like that, I mean, literally, you turn your head for a second, you'll miss a big play. That time, 48-yard rushing touchdown by Quinshawn Judkins. I believe that's how you say his name there. But nevertheless, a 48-yard touchdown run. So just like that, now Ole Miss is up 13-0. Got the extra point coming up here. That time, 6 plays, 79 yards, a minute 45 seconds to go. A minute 45 seconds on time possession off the clock. And we got under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Right now, PAT attempt coming up. Extra point is up, and extra point is good. So it's now 14-0 is the score. Ole Miss over Kentucky. Black Medicine is not happy at all about this. Not happy at all. But yeah, I mean, that time, though, that middle was wide open. I mean, wide open. It's almost like they didn't know that there was a running back there, honestly. So our score right now is Ole Miss up 14-0 over Kentucky. But hey, it's still the first quarter, still plenty of football to go, and let's see what Kentucky will do offensively, and can they get things going right now? That's really the question. And again, Judkins was a freshman. Let's see, Raiden says, end of the first quarter, Michigan up 7-0. And so, okay. And they scored like their first drive, right? If I'm not mistaken, Michigan scored their first drive. So after that, Iowa's been shutting it down a little bit more after that. Okay. And it says, Ole Miss getting hype. And so, yes, they are. Yes, they are. I got to like his Lane Kiffin's that kind of coach where he's going to get everybody all hyped up until they step on the field with a team like Bama, and then Bama just silences them. But I find it fun to root for Ole Miss. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. All right, he's at the 10, 15, 20, 25. He's still going. 30, 35, 40. Can somebody get him? He's still running. Oh, and he's brought down at about the 13 or 12 yard line. I thought he was going to take it to the house, but man, wow, talking about a big-time play. Just what Kentucky needed there to give them some life. And so, wow. Aiden says, pretty boring game so far. Let's see. Aiden says, let Levi cook. Let him cook. Black Medicine says, close. Black Medicine wanted that one to go all the way. It was close. I mean, look at that replay there. I mean, that was kind of like what you do in a video game. When you find that one angle, you make that one cut, then all of a sudden it's a foot race from there. Big time play. But let's see. Can Kentucky offense get into the end zone here and make this a game? You got to come away with a touchdown when you're this close. You got to come away with it. You're starting off from Ole Miss 15 yards. What is Lane Kiffin talking about now? What are you talking about now? Come on, man. Let it go. Let it go. Let the kids play. Meanwhile, 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Let's see. It says Levi can cook better than Russ already. Hey, you're right about that. Meanwhile, receiver goes in motion here. Takes the snap, going to toss to the back, up between the right guard and center, and he's going to take it to about the 10-yard line there. So picked up about 5 yards on the play. Now we got second down coming up. We got 35 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Again, a difference of about 2 seconds when it comes to the game clock and the play clock. Eddie says, let it go. Let's see, Boston College. Okay. U of L tied up 7-7. All right, well, here we go for Kentucky here. Shotgun. Trips towards the bottom of the screen. 2nd and 5. Takes the snap. Going to give it to the back up the middle. And so the back still running. And he's going to take it for a score. So that's going to be a touchdown for Kentucky. They get their first points of the day, and it's Chris Rodriguez Jr. with a 10-yard rushing touchdown. We had the first quarter winding down, but they said, you know what? We're going to score before the end of the first quarter. And that was literally the last play of the first quarter. And so just like that, guys, last year was a thriller. This year may very well be the same thing, another thriller. How about that? Black Medicine likes that when he says touchdown Kentucky. Meanwhile, I forgot all about the poll here, so let me go ahead and end the poll. And so far, Clemson favorite with that one. But, man, big-time touchdown. All thanks to that kick return to set them up with great field position. Extra point is up, and extra points is – ooh. Whoa. I kept waiting for the referees to put their hands up, but he missed it. He actually missed that one. Wow. I still can't believe it. Wow. Black Medicine is not happy about that. Eddie says, here we go, Cats. And so let's see. Mike says defensive tackle Jordan Phillips is out. Let's see. Mike says we're Ed Oliver. Black Medicine says fire this kicker. He says fire him. Not take a scholarship. He says fire him. But just like that, guys, a crazy ending to the first quarter. But right now, Ole Miss is up 14-6 over Kentucky. But Kentucky had just scored a touchdown but failed on the extra point attempt. So now they'll kick things off, and we'll see what Ole Miss can do. But, man, Ole Miss has scored a couple touchdowns late. So things are getting heat up here. And so let's – Black Medicine says take his scholarship from him. And again, just to recap how both of these quarterbacks have been doing so far in this one. So far, Will Levis, he hasn't been too involved in this one. You know, two 2 out of 5 completions for 36 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. For Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, he's 3 of 5 for 74 yards so far in this one. He's also a nice, pretty deep ball, I will say that. For Kentucky on the ground, 11 carries for 43 yards. Most of that came on the ground by Chris Rodriguez Jr. He had 5 carries for 34 yards in this one, and a rushing touchdown. Meanwhile, for Ole Miss, had a couple guys there with some great performances in the first quarter. Krishan Jenkins, he had 3 carries for 47 yards. Jackson Dart, he had 3 carries, 25 yards. J.J. Henry had 1 carry for 21 yards from the jet sweep. And Zach Evans, 4 carries for 13 yards and a touchdown. So as a team, Ole Miss already has 12 carries for 106 yards in the first quarter on the ground. So that tells you that right now Kentucky's run defense, a little suspect to get things started. Let's see, Aiden says, we got a nice slate of games, the Baylor game, Texas A&M game, and Clemson game. And so, yes, a lot of great games today, guys. A lot of great games for sure. But, man, how about TCU jumping all over Oklahoma? Like, wow. Talk about a hostile takeover there. Wow. And then you got Purdue up 10-0 over Minnesota to start things off there in the second quarter. And so Minnesota's been looking good so far here. So I'm personally rooting for Minnesota in that one. I hope that Minnesota does come through. But hey, this makes it all the more interesting. All the more interesting. All right, time for the next poll question come up here. But yeah, a lot of great games here. All right, so here's the next one. A game I hadn't even mentioned yet today. But who you guys got in that one? Bama versus Arkansas. All right, let's see how the poll goes for that one. Meanwhile, we're still at the commercial right now because it is also the end of the first quarter. So when we come back to start off the second quarter, we will have the kickoff on the way. Aiden says, give me KJ. So he'll take KJ Jefferson and company. Okay, bet. 80 says Bama will go down. So 80 says that Bama's going to go down. Okay, bet. And so right now, up, there's one for Bama. So Black Medicine, I'm sure that was you. All right, let's see. And so Black Medicine says he's got Crimson Tide all the way. Meanwhile, kickoff here to start the second quarter. No return here. And so now Ole Miss will start off 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Here in the early stages of the second quarter, the very beginning of the second quarter here. In the score right now, Ole Miss up 14-6. Black Medicine says no Bama slander. But look at those helmets for Ole Miss. I mean, I like them. I'm not one to rave about too many helmets, but I do like their helmets. All right, but here we go. Shotgun formation there. Takes a snap. Gives it to the back. And so the back finds a lot of room there. Picks up about 9 yards on the carry. So 2nd and 1 coming up. And so right now for Kentucky, they've got to find a way to slow down this ground game. They have got to find a way to slow down this ground game. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, going to give it to the back, and so the back's going to pick up a yard, just enough to get the first down here. Fresh new set of downs coming up here for Ole Miss. So now we got 1st and 10 here from their own 35-yard line. As Aiden says, Bama hasn't impressed, and Arkansas controls the ball and clock. Here we go, guys. 1st and 10, shotgun. Low snap, but he has it. Going to throw it up there. And it's still going to be completed. Did he catch that, though? I thought he caught it. It looked like it from the angle that I had, but let's see what the officials say. And that is going to be a catch. So that time, talk about having faith in your guy. You throw it up there on basically off of prayer alone that your guy will get it. And how about that? Wow. Now, would they call it incomplete now? It looks like they will, so never mind. Disregard all of that. But on the first glance, it did look like a catch. Let me see the replay. Because that time he literally had to throw it up there, pressure all up in his face. He must have bobbled the ball because there's no way he didn't catch that in bounds. Oh, okay. He totally lost it at the end of that screen. Okay. 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 Wow. So now 2nd and 10, they snap the ball, give it to the back, and so on the ground, they've just been very fantastic today. Picked up about a good 6 yards on the play. So now we got 3rd and 4 coming up here. 3rd and 4 here at their own 41-yard line. Aiden says they would be undefeated if they didn't miss the quarterback and let a 98-yard fumble. Aiden said, what a dart from darts. All right, here we go, guys. 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun. Take the snap. Looking. Gonna throw it. Oh, a little behind the receiver. Oh, man, if you hit that guy in stride, he at least gets a nice game. But there is a penalty here. Let's see what they call for the penalty. There is a penalty. Let's see. Mike says, how can Army guy go in the draft? 80 says, JB, stop showing your bias. No catch, LOL. Mike says, CJ Stroud, great. And so, absolutely, Mike. All right, so pass interference there on the offense there. So, that's going to be declined. So, 4th down is coming up. So, 4th down coming up, and they will have to punt the ball. Lewis, what's good with you? What's good with you? You say, yo, everyone, just stop by to say hi. Busy day today, lots of football. Got to take advantage. Yes. Any games that you put any money on, Lewis, let us know. Braden says Michigan up 10-0 now. Okay, bet. Meanwhile, punts on the way. And so, has a potential for a good punt here. And so, did his feet touch the line? It looks like from where the turf is up at, it looks like it. But let's see if they mark it at the 1 or not. But an excellent punt. Ooh, yeah, that foot's all on the line. All on the line. It is all on the line. This is what they meant when they say leaving it all on the line. He literally was all on that line. Let's see. 80 says, hey, Lewis. 80 says, I got money on like 5 games right now. Bet. What teams you got them on? What teams do you got them on, Aiden? Ooh. So they have the ball marked right now at the 1. Yeah. Check that replay, fam. Check the replay. Yeah, check it because he clearly slid. Like, he clearly slid there. Like, I'm like, unless there's a new rule that I'm not aware of. All right, let's see. Mike says, even Ezekiel things around Roger's mind is gone. And so, they keep showing all this pizza and all like that. First was Domino's, now pizza. They keep showing all this pizza on these commercials. But meanwhile, while they're checking the replay right now, let's see what's going on still around the rest of the league. All right, so I mean, TCU is bringing it to Oklahoma right now, 20-3. Oklahoma just likes to fall behind, it seems like. You still got Kansas State University up 13-0 over Texas Tech University. Michigan's up 10-0 over Iowa. Purdue's over Minnesota 10-0 right now. And so those are some of the key games that I got my eyes on right now. All right, let's see. Aiden says TCU. Okay, Michigan's Kentucky. Okay, Kansas State over Air Force. Okay, bet. Minnesota. Okay. And those are just the early games too. And so 80 says Papa John's game of the week. And so absolutely, yeah. What is the Papa John's game of the week for you guys? And again, Papa John's is the top game that you're looking forward to, and your popcorn game is the secondary game that you're looking forward to seeing today. So anytime you hear us say pizza game, that's your best game. Popcorn game, that is your second best game. I believe we had a third category, if I'm not mistaken, but I forgot what that one was that we incorporated last year towards the end of it. All right, let's see. Black Mansion says, just read on Twitter that Dish Network dropped their ESPN channels last night around 2 a.m. Interesting. Let's see. Lewis says, I mean, wow, that's crazy. I just thought about that. Like, I really just thought about that. That's insane. And so let's see. Lewis says, Air Force -10, and then Purdue, Minnesota under 56. Okay, bet. So I know which game you're tuning in for. But yeah, I'm still hoping that Minnesota wins that matchup. But again, still right now at the commercial. But it's going to be Kentucky football. It will be Kentucky with the football as they trail right now 14-6. Meanwhile, let's see how the poll is. Poll is awfully close right now. 7 votes here is awfully close, but Bama's leading it right now 57% to 43%. See, Boston College is up 14-10 over U of L. All right, so here we go for Kentucky from their own 1-yard line here. Tight end goes in motion. Not a lot of space to work with. Quarterback keeper. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards on that play. So now you got 2nd and 6 coming up here from their own 5-yard line. Again, we're right now currently in the second quarter here with about a good 13 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 6 coming up here from Kentucky from their own 5-yard line. All right, so here we go. Quarterback up under center here. Multiple tight ends. 1 receiver, 1 back in the backfield. Receiver goes in motion. Takes a snap here. Play fake. Levi throws. It's caught. So we've got to make somebody miss. He's brought down at about the 13-yard line. So it's going to be a first down here for Kentucky. Let's see. Lewis says the Shushy game of the week is number 9 Oklahoma State at number 13 Baylor. And so that's a good game as well. A lot of great games today. A lot of great games. Here we go, guys. 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats. All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Quarterback up under center here. Multiple tight ends. 1 receiver, 1 fullback back in the backfield. Fullback goes in motion. Takes a snap. Going to toss it to the back. In the back. Oh, met there immediately. He's going to lose some yards on the play. Lost about 4 yards on that one. That time, Ole Miss was ready for it. So 2nd and 14 coming up here for Kentucky from their own 9-yard line. And that's all on the fullback. You totally whiffed on the block. You whiffed on him. You barely scuffed the man's shoes on that one. Barely. All right, with 2nd and 14 coming up. The difference in rushing yards, Ole Miss 122 to 43 of Kentucky. Shotgun formation here. Takes a snap. Will's looking. Will in the pocket, moving around. And oh, they hit him. He picks up a yard on the play. That time there was too many moving bodies around him. He didn't feel comfortable there, so he just tucked in and tried to run for something and picked up a yard. So now we got about 3rd and 13 coming up here from their own 10-yard line. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 12. Big 3rd down coming up here. If you don't get this, you'll have to punt and possibly give them good field position to work with. Here we go. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap here. Pressure's coming. He feels the pressure. He just throws it away. Just throws it away there. Barely gets that one off. But they threw a flag. They threw a flag. You just can't do it. Let's see what they call. Intentional grounding is what it looks like to me. Intentional grounding. That's going to result in a safety. So you gift your opponent with 2 points there and the ball. And that's why you just don't throw it away just because, especially inside that pocket. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call this one on the poll. But the score right now after that safety is Ole Miss up 16-6. All right, let's see. All right, so the next poll question. All right, so who you got? All right, so who you guys got? Oklahoma State and Baylor. A great matchup in that one as well. Again, a bunch of great games today. A bunch of great games. But again, when we come back, though, it will be now Kentucky having to punt the ball away on the safety kick, so they'll have to kick it off to Ole Miss, who now leads 16-6. All right, so 2 votes right now for Baylor. Okay. And it says ride with the Bears, and so it's a great way to ride. And again, still right now at the commercial. All right, still right now at the commercial. And let's see. As of right now, looking at both of these quarterbacks in this one, I mean, for Kentucky, Will Levis, he's 3 of 6 for 44 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Jackson Dart, he's 3 of 7 for 74 yards. He's also got 3 carries for 25 yards as well. Meanwhile, Will Levis 6 carries for -7 yards. But the biggest difference in this game so far has been on the ground, where Ole Miss has 15 carries for 122 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and Kentucky has 15 carries for 34 yards and a rushing touchdown. And again, still in the second quarter with 10 minutes and 28 seconds to go. And again, Ole Miss up 16-6 right now. Kentucky getting ready for that kickoff after that safety that they just gave up thanks to the intentional grounding. Hayden says Levi Finger, oh my. Meanwhile, kickoff on the way. All right, we will get a return. He's at the 10, 20, 30, all the way to about the 36-yard line, it looks like. And that is where Ole Miss will start off again with a 10-point lead here, 16-6, looking to try to extend that lead. And it says that thing is definitely not supposed to look like it. And so, yeah, absolutely. I feel like we've seen a increased amount of finger injuries over the last 2 seasons, especially. All right, but here we go. Jackson Dart here. 1st and 10. Own 37-yard line. Shotgun formation. Receiver goes in motion. Gonna take the snap. Fakes it to the back. Gonna throw it up there. Too much juice on that one. I saw that one. Too much juice on that one. He was looking for a penalty, but son, they're not gonna throw that one. They're not gonna give you that call there. Focus on the next play. So that's an incompletion. Trying to throw it to Malik Heath. All right, here we go. Takes the snap. Low snap again. He's going to keep it himself here and pick up about 2 yards on the carry. Now we got third down coming up here. 3rd and 8 coming up here for Ole Miss from their own 39-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Shotgun formation here. Kentucky making adjustments here. Substituting. All right, here we go. Shotgun. Take the snap there. Kentucky wasn't ready for it, looks like. Throws it, and that's completed. Receiver still has it. He's at the 40. Brought down at the 35-yard line of Kentucky. That time, you could clearly see that when Ole Miss snapped the ball, the Kentucky defenders were still looking to the sideline with a bit of confusion, trying to figure out, what's going on. What are we doing? They've got to be quicker because Ole Miss is going to move the ball quickly and snap it quickly. And you can see now, even now, they're still making adjustments here. Official has to hold up the offense so they can make those adjustments. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Takes a snap. Low snap. Very low snap. Who is the center for this team? Oh, he threw. Was it picked off? Oh, no, he dropped that one. Caught a break. That should have been a pick, but caught a break. But who is the center for this team? The ball is literally rolling on the ground before the quarterback can pick it up. Like, I've seen a few low snaps. A couple low snaps is okay, but all of his snaps basically are groveling on the ground before it gets there. It looks almost like a bowling ball at this point. Who is the center of this team? All right, we got 2nd and 10. Take the snap. Gives it to the back, and the back off the left side. Going to pick up 2 yards on the play. So now faced again with a 3rd and 8 situation coming up here. 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Again, Ole Miss up 16-6 over Kentucky. But they want to extend the lead here. Right now the ball is at Kentucky's 33-yard line here. Shotgun formation again. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. They are 4 of 6 today when it comes to 3rd down conversions. Can they get another? Or will Kentucky defense rise to the occasion? They're showing pressure. Will they send it? Snap the ball here. Quarterback going to keep it himself. He got some space. Oh, but he was dragged down from behind. Now, he's probably going to be about a yard shy. Let's see where they mark him. It looks like a yard shy to me, which means 4th and 1 coming up. But that was an excellent play call, and I thought he was about to have it. Braden says thoughts on the Pats versus Packers game tomorrow. So Braden, yeah, I did my projection video, Braden, and I projected that the Packers would win that one, probably by 10 points or something, like 10 or 11 points. I think like 24-13, something like that. Meanwhile, gets the snap, gonna give it to the back, and so gonna pick up about a good 2-3 yards in the play. But yeah, I picked the Packers to win that one. Old man Hoyer, he's not gonna be awful, but he's just not gonna do enough for the offense. All right, here we go. 2nd and 7 coming up. Shotgun formation here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Takes a snap here. Looking. Throws it. Ooh, what a nice catch. But there is a penalty. There is a penalty. And it looks like that's going to be against the receiver. They're saying that he pushed off. I tell you what, though, Braden, at least if you guys are going to beat us, at least help my fantasy football team out and let Aaron Jones get some carries and some receptions. But yeah, pass interference there. So yeah, offensive pass interference. Now that's gonna back them up now. They were moving nicely, but that's the kind of stuff that can kill momentum right there. And as a receiver, they don't always call that stuff, so but come on, you're a senior here. You got to do better. Got to do better. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation here. Again, from the 38-yard line right now of Kentucky. Tight end goes in motion. Takes a snap here. Looking. Throws it. And, lucky for Kentucky, they got a hand up on that one. Brandon says, I think your defense will keep you guys in the game. And so, but I'm afraid the offense might have a couple mistakes tomorrow. There's going to be a couple turnovers that's going to give Aaron Rodgers and company some good field position, I think, a couple times. So, but we'll see how it goes. But we go 3rd and 23 out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Throws it. It's going to be caught. Not that it's going to change anything in terms of what down is coming up here, but every yard matters if you're considering a field goal attempt. But there is a penalty. All right, so holding on the offense, but they're going to decline it because fourth down is coming up. And so let's see the ball right now at the 35-yard line here. And so fourth down, too far to go for it here. I don't know the type of kicker that they have, if they have a kicker that they have any confidence in whatsoever. But again, here in the second quarter, 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the second. All right, so Ole Miss is going to go for a long field goal attempt here. And so they got a senior, so Jonathan Cruz. He's 5 of 7 from beyond 50. This would be let's see, his career long is 56 yards. This is a 53-yard field goal attempt, so this is within his range. And the kick is up, and it is good. So give this team 3 points right now. So Ole Miss up 19-6 here in the second quarter with 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go. And so last time they scored off the safety, this time they're able to capitalize that into also a field goal as well off the kickoff from the safety. So they're up 19-6. And right now we're currently at the commercial. But yeah, Braden, we'll definitely at the half go through all the different teams and just see what you guys are thinking when it comes to just all of those different teams for sure. Speaking of which, 4 votes all in favor of Baylor in that matchup. I guess I'll be the odd person to take Oklahoma State. All right, but yes, a lot of games going on right now. TCU having no mercy right now for Oklahoma. They're up 27-10. Kansas State still up 13-0. Michigan up 10-0 over Iowa. Purdue leading 10-3 against Minnesota in the second quarter. They got some time left to go in that one. But a lot of great games today. Old man, what's good with you? What's good with you? How are you doing? And so we got old man. How's therapy working out for you? And how are you doing? Braden says, hey, old man. Let's see. 80 says, JB promised a good game. And so, hey, I can still deliver on that. 80s, we can still deliver on that. Quick, someone give me the controller for Kentucky. But no, it's still very possible. Still very possible. We've seen a lot of crazy things. And so that's for sure. 80 says, hey, old man. But again, still right now currently at the commercial. But the score right now is Ole Miss up 19-6. Now, how we got here has been extremely interesting. We've seen a safety here. We saw a 53-yard field goal attempt here that Ole Miss just converted on. We've seen a lot of things here. For Kentucky, it was a great kick return that really got them in great field position. And so right now, the problem for Kentucky is they're not moving the ball enough. They're really not moving the ball. And so I'm looking at Will Levis right now. He has got to step it up. You know, he's got to step it up for his team. Because this is going to be a high-scoring game, so he's going to have to deliver. Either that or they're going to have to step it up on the ground also. But right now, Ole Miss doing a fantastic job on the ground. 19 carries, 137 yards on the ground, and 2 rushing touchdowns. And we got plenty of time to go here before the half. Old man says, same old same, just getting therapy done. And it's okay. This is your last week. Okay, bet. And you go back on the 14th to the doctors to see what they want you to do next. Well, that's encouraging and promising news. And definitely, as always, hoping the best for your old man. But glad to hear that. I know you're tired, so you want a little bit of a break there from therapy. So I know that's a good sound there. So glad to hear that. All right, so here we go, getting ready for the kickoff here. Ole Miss going to kick things off. And so let's see what the Wildcats can do here offensively as we are midway through the second quarter. Kickoff on the way, 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Let's see if we get another good return here by Kentucky. He's at the 15, 20, 25, takes it all the way to about the 30-yard line. All right, so here we go. I need to see more from Will. But the Wildcats offense marching out there in the second quarter with 6 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Again, trailing 19-6. I tell you what, though, if I was a college football player, I'd be balling out because I want to be the next guy that's going to be in the cover of NCAA football next year, for sure. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, going to give it to the back, and so the back picks up about 2-3 yards on the carry up the middle. So now we have 2nd and 7 coming up here. And so, yep, looking at his finger there. Yep, your finger's not supposed to do that. We're seeing fingers do some of everything as of late. But 2nd and 7 coming up here again. Second quarter. This time we've got Will up under center here. You got 2 receivers at the top of the screen here. Tight end goes in motion. Takes a snap. Going to toss it to the back. In the back. Off the left side. And he's going to pick up about a good 4 yards on the carry. It's going to make it 3rd and about 3 coming up. So 3rd and about 3 coming up here with 6 minutes to go here before the half. Again, Kentucky with the football right now trailing 19-6. Ball from their own 37-yard line. Let's see, Brandon says, speaking of NCAA football, it sounds like you'll be able to have a 12-team playoff in it. And so I have heard speculation of that being most likely to be the case. And if that is the case, that's what JB's going to do. JB will definitely up it to 12 teams for sure. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Takes the snap out of the shotgun and give it to the back. And the back's going to get the first down and then some. Takes it all the way to about the 45-yard line, okay. And that's Chris Rodriguez Jr. with the 6 yards on the carry. But yeah, that's what JB really wants. That's one of the key things that JB really wants. I don't want just 4 teams getting in there, seeing the same 4 teams every year. Make it 12 teams so that way you just never know. Obviously, winning your conference will actually have meaning, and that's what it should. Winning your conference should mean something. Even if you're not the best team, winning your conference should still mean something in terms of getting you into the college football playoffs. All right, but here we go from your own 45-yard line. Here takes a snap here. Going to give it to the guy on the jet sweep. And so he's got some room to work with. He's at the 40, 35, all the way to about the 32-yard line right now of Ole Miss. So what a nice play that was on the jet sweep there. That time put him in motion there, gave it to him. And so he did the rest. Excellent blocking off the edge there. Great job. Let's see, Brandon says you'll probably be able to choose if you want in the settings. And so, I mean, hey, that'd be great next year when I do my online dynasty, be able to have 12 teams make the playoffs. So therefore, you don't have to play with the team that's in the SEC or perhaps the Big Ten or something like that, or maybe ACC if you want to make the playoffs. Just go where you want to go and build your program wherever. And all you need is just a shot to get into the playoffs. Meanwhile, the carry there, and so they're going to blow the whistle there. But he picked up a good about 4 or 5 yards on the carry, 5 or 6 yards actually. But yeah, that'd be great because then you can play with the team that you enjoy and not just a team that gives you the best chance to make the college football playoffs. And once you're in, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Whether you're a school last year like Cincinnati, whether you're a school like previously in the past like those Boise State teams, the University of Central Florida teams that never got the chance and stuff like that to show what they can do on a big scale. They'll get an opportunity in the future. And that's what the best part about this is. All right, meanwhile, they're going to give the ball to the back, and the back's going to lose about 2-3 yards on that carry. So we got 3rd down coming up. All right, so here we go. Third and 6 coming up. Out of the shotgun formation here. All right, you got 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. 5 seconds right now in the play clock. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here before the half. They take the snap. Throws it. And it's caught. That's going to be enough for the first down. All the way to about the 21-yard line. So they're about 21 yards away from the end zone here. 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go here before the half. Offense making substitutions. Let's see. Braden says Michigan is in the red zone with 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Okay. Bet. Appreciate the update. On the current drive, 7 plays, 50 yards, and about 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go. I'm sorry, 4 minutes and 45 seconds in terms of the current drive time of possession. Both teams with all 3 timeouts as well. Takes the snap. Will's going to throw it to the back. The back catches it. He's at the 20, at the 15, the 10, all the way down to the 5-yard line here. So Rodriguez Jr., that time he made the reception and took it all the way to the 5. So we got first and goal coming up at Ole Miss 5-yard line. Again, Kentucky down right now 19-6, but a touchdown can certainly make it look a lot better. All right, and so now, right now, you can take your time if you're the offense here, run a little bit of clock here. You got all your timeouts. So between and of course, that's what they like to do anyway, so it doesn't change anything here offensively for them. Shotgun formation here. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back. Take the snap here. Going to give it to the... Oh, he's going to flip it there to the receiver. So the receiver's going to have nothing but space and a touchdown for the Wildcats. Wow. So how about that play? 5 yards. That's Tavion Robinson. They love guys with the last name Robinson apparently at that position. But he got the 5-yard touchdown. So how about that for the Wildcats? Let's see. Old man says, man, JB, someone offered me DJ Moore and Dalvin Cook for Jonathan Taylor. That had to be the Sports Blitz. If it's in our, it had to be the Sports Blitz guy. I know that he had DJ Moore, I think, on his team. Didn't remember if he had Dalvin Cook or not, but I know he had DJ Moore on his team. And so, he wants Jonathan Taylor. Oh, is it a fake? A fake? Nah, that didn't work. That didn't work. I was looking at the comment here, but whether that was a miscue or just a design fake there, execution-wise, it did not work out. Yep. There was nothing he could do. Nothing he could do that time. The holder was unable to handle that one, and so had to go to plan B. Wow. 80 says TD and JB was counting the cats out. I mean, 80s, you just said earlier that JB promised a good game. And so this is JB delivering. Braden says, I just played him. That's him. And so, yep. Okay, bet. Yep. And is he 1 in the league or 2? I think he's 1 right now in the league because I think Black Medicine is currently 2nd in the league right now in fantasy football. So I believe, so I believe the Sports Blitz is currently right now at the top of the charts. And then we have our defending champion. He's currently 3rd in the rankings. So a lot has changed over the last week. Old man says, don't know what to do. You don't know what to do? I mean, honestly, when you think about it, Dalvin Cook, I feel like is coming up. He's going to be healthy. Right now for Jonathan Taylor, until Matt Ryan starts whipping in the kitchen using the frying pan or something. But until Ryan starts frying and helping the offense out, JT's got a lot on his plate. A lot on his plate right now. But how has DJ Moore been doing? That's the question for me. Has DJ Moore been looking like a starting receiver? Because in our league, you need depth. You need more depth in our league. So the more depth you can get, the better. So the more guys you have that you can rotate, especially once we start having bye weeks come up and stuff like that. And so, I mean, straight up, Jonathan Taylor, if he was balling like last year, it wouldn't even be a conversation. And I think he will start balling at some point. But, I mean, if it can help improve your team 2 for 1, in our league with no free agency, basically, that's worth considering right there. That's worth considering. But that's JB Thoughts. But you guys, let's help old man out. What do you guys think about that right there? In our league, with 20 people in our league, what do you guys think about that? DJ Moore and Dalvin Cook in exchange for Jonathan Taylor. Let's see. Brandon says Michigan up 13-0 almost halftime. You said Iowa held them to a field goal, and you're at 17. Ouch, Braden, 17. Okay, bet. I can't say nothing. I'm concerned about my team this week. Let's see. 80 says, until Ryan starts frying. Braden says, DJ Moore didn't play well against me last week. And so, yeah, like overall, like in terms of targets, like how many targets is DJ Moore getting a week? That tells me everything I need to know. How many targets is he getting a week? If he's getting upwards of at least ideally 7 or more targets consistently a week, then that's something as the course of the season goes on that can change and he can catch fire. But if he's not getting the targets, now we're concerned. But if it's too close to call, I would keep Jonathan Taylor because you know what he can do, what he's capable of doing. And Dalvin Cook, he's going to get hurt. He's going to keep getting hurt. That's just what he does. So that's another thing to consider. Let's see. Brandon says you have a good chance of winning this week. Who you play against? All right, we're getting ready to get back here to the score. So the score right now is Ole Miss 19, Kentucky 12. Now we got the kickoff unit out here for Kentucky. Kickoff on the way. And let's see if we get a return here. No return on the play. All right, so 1 minute and 23 seconds here for Ole Miss. That is plenty of time offensively from their own 25-yard line here. All 3 timeouts and 1 minute and 23 seconds to work with. So plenty of time. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, DJ hasn't been playing good. Basic Baker's having problems. Well, you know, if Baker's having problems, even if they swap eventually to Sam Darnold, those problems are still going to exist. So if you feel like DJ Moore is not worth, and he won't be able to crack your lineup at any point in our 20-person league, then it's not worth the trade at all. All right, throws it there to the receiver. And so, all right, so all the way to about their own 31-yard line there. Pickup of about 6 yards. And now hurrying up to the line. Again, this is what they regularly do, so nothing uncommon here. Shotgun formation. Fakes it to the back. Looking. Throws it to the right. And it's caught by the receiver. And he's going to take it. 45. Are they going to say he stepped out of bounds at midfield? Okay. So 55 seconds right now remaining here before the half. Again, Ole Miss up 19-12. But they're going to try to score at least a field goal. But they're thinking touchdown right now. Takes the snap out of the shotgun. Throws it. Caught again by the receiver. Tries to get the first down. He does get the first down there. Takes it all the way to about the 37-yard line. Now we got 1st and 10 right now at the 37-yard line here. They got the first down. That's going to temporarily stop the clock till they get it all set up here. 45 seconds here. Shotgun again. They got all 3 timeouts again. Takes the snap. Fakes it to the back. Looking. Throws it. And it is going to be incomplete, out of bounds. No penalties there. 2nd and 10 right now. So 2nd and 10, you still got all 3 timeouts. You can use outside, inside, whatever you want. Whatever you want. All right, so Braden says he's gotten 6 targets every game this year. Well, that's an indication right there. If he's getting 6 targets, I would feel better if it was 7. I would probably even pull the trigger if it was 8 targets a game. But for 6, for Jonathan Taylor, I feel like Matt Ryan's going to get better as this goes on. And so, a pick! And so the kid made his first mistake of the game. And so Dart's been throwing darts all time, but this time he hit the wrong target out there. And so Kentucky with the turnover. So how about that? Great play by the defense. So now you prevent them from getting anything. No points, no touchdown, no field goal, nothing. And great job there. I know he kind of bobbled that one, but great job securing the interception. That's huge. That's how you make a play that impacts your team right there. So now with 32 seconds in all 3 timeouts right now for Kentucky, do they try to score here? But yeah, but about how many points, like what's his range point-wise that he's getting per game here for DJ Moore? That's the thought process that I have when I'm looking at these players to determine what they're going to be moving forward. All right, here we go, guys, from the shotgun formation. Their tight end goes in motion here for Kentucky. And so now they have the ball. Will throws it. It's caught. Tight end. Got to make somebody miss here. Brought down there. Lost a couple yards here. Why is the offense looking so conservative in the passing game here for Kentucky? But yeah, I mean, if he's getting just 6 targets, you know Dalvin Cook is going to get hurt here and there and a little bit of everywhere. It's just not worth it, old man. It's probably not even worth it. Probably not even worth it, honestly. Probably not even worth it. So at that point, keep JT is what JB would do. All right, but we are at halftime right now, so just let the clock just go ahead and run out. Kentucky will get the ball in the second half here, so they're down by a touchdown. So right now, considering how Ole Miss has had their way on the ground, if you're Kentucky right now, you're okay with the score being 12-19 right now, considering what it could have been based upon how Ole Miss has moved the ball so far in this one. And And just to recap so far, I will start with Kentucky. So Will Levis 7 of 10 for 71 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Also on the ground, 6 carries for -7 yards. As a team, Kentucky has 21 carries for 76 yards and a rushing touchdown. Large part thanks to Chris Rodriguez Jr., 9 carries, 45 yards, and a rushing touchdown so far in this one, averaging about 5 yards a carry. And then for Ole Miss, you have Jason Dart. He's 8 of 17, 141 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. But to me, I mean, the passes, there has been some good passes, but you can't make those mistakes in the game of this magnitude. Meanwhile, on the ground, 19 carries for 137 yards. They may want to get back to the ground game in the second half. It's been working tremendously. They're averaging about 7.2 yards per carry. They have 2 rushing touchdowns as well in this one. Let's see. Braden says 2 of the 3 games he caught 3 passes for 43 yards, and so I mean, you know what? Considering the fact that we all know the Sports Blitz loves him some Carolina Panther players, if he's willing to ship away DJ Moore, that tells you more than all. That tells you everything you need to know. Tells you everything you need to know. Old man says DJ points have been 8, then 13, and then less than 3 games, and so okay. So I hear you, old man. I know how that is. But yeah, I mean, we just know that Jonathan Taylor is going to be better. We know he's going to be better moving forward. And it could be this week, honestly, because Indianapolis has done tremendous against Tennessee. They have. They've always done tremendous against Tennessee. You think about the year that Peyton Manning, look at that hit on Oklahoma quarterback there. That was, oh man, that was a bad hit. That was a bad hit there. And so, yeah, got to throw him out for that. But, yeah, you think about what Indianapolis has always historically done against Tennessee, at least the last 2 decades for sure. And so I'm expecting this will be the game where Jonathan Taylor goes out there and has a big game, I feel like. Tennessee is that perfect game. Just like I was right with Joe Burrow and company. I said the Bengals, like prior to this week, we're going to start winning again. They started. I think that right now for Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor at the very least will go off and they will beat Tennessee is what I'm thinking. And so you say it's like making a trade with Bill Belichick. 90% of the time, the trade backfires. All right, so meanwhile, the next poll question. Don't know how that happened. Alright, so who you got between I mean, so many good games today, guys. So many good games. Alright, so who you got, Wake Forest or Florida State? Who do you got? And again, right now, currently at the half, so not missing anything because Ole Miss is up 19-12 here at the half. All right, let's see. All right, so right now, leaning towards Florida State. I would be heavy impressed if Florida State does come out with the victory. I'd be very impressed indeed if Florida State wins this one. Wake Forest, we saw how they looked against Clemson last week. Just fell a little short from pulling off what would have been for them a massive upset. But with that being said, though, Clemson, Clemson's just a good team. And so against Florida State, though, Florida State, this will be perhaps their biggest challenge so far, I feel like. So I want to see how they respond. Braden says 13-0 at halftime. Forgot to tell you. Appreciate that. 13-0. Okay. It still could, if Iowa, I'm very concerned about Iowa's offense in this one, though. I'm not going to lie. Iowa's offense gives me major concern about their ability to score in the second half. But you never know. You never know. Maybe a kick return or something. Does anybody know why TCU is manhandling Oklahoma? But appreciate that update, Braden. All right, let's see. But yeah, right now I'm taking a quick glance at all the key matchups that we have coming up here in fantasy football because right now this is a big week. We've only got one person still winless in our fantasy football league, so that tells you how competitive it is. Everybody is pretty much within a game or two of each other at this point, for the most part. All right, but so far it's one vote here for Florida State. But if Florida State does win this one, I want to see them ranked at least higher than 18, preferably about that 16, 15 range, depending on how everything else works today. I'd like to see them take a massive leap if they do win this one. Braden says because Oklahoma is overrated. You know what? I gotta agree with you on that one. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, when they had guys like your Adrian Petersons of the world, your Kyler Murray's of the world, Oklahoma was fun to watch. They never did have a defense back then, but they were still up there. But now they're drifting off of memory at this point. Drifting off of memory. I was shocked to see that Oklahoma was still ranked so high, despite the fact that they lost everybody from coach to quarterbacks. And they still left them up there ranked so high. I was like, well, this is a team that's gonna fall. Old man says, hopefully old man Dalton balls out. I mean, you never know. Crazy things happen in London. Crazy things happen in London. But typically, when we get a game that's overseas, I mean, things typically end up being crazy one way or the other. Everybody remembers EJ Manuel throwing like 5 interceptions. Bad things can happen. So let's just hope it's not a performance like that, old man, where your quarterback's going out there throwing 5 interceptions. I wonder how many people in fantasy football started EJ Manuel for that game that he went out there and he just looked lost. I had never felt so bad for somebody out there that looked like they did not belong out there. Let's see, Braden says, Kansas State always seems to beat Oklahoma. And so, hey, Kansas City State, they've been on it. They've been on it. Braden says, you guys, okay, so you guys play in London next week. Who are you guys gonna be playing in London next week? Yeah, who you guys gonna be playing? And so, Alan, what's good with you? What's good with you? And so Allen says USC ain't been the same without Pete Carroll. They lose their championship mojo. And so good old Pete Carroll. I feel like Pete Carroll, he knew USC was about to take a dip, so he dipped before they dipped. And so as a coach, sometimes like, hey, these group of seniors I have, when they're gone, I mean, I don't like what we got left. And so I used to do that all the time on like my college basketball when I would like go through the whole I forget what it was called, but like the whole college 2K8. Then I start off with a coach, and then as soon as my guys graduate, I'm taking another job, going somewhere else, and stuff like that, and then keep going till I get to a team that I really want to be at. But yeah, I mean, back then though, USC used to be something. Back in the good old Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush days, and so forth. Even with the Mark Sanchez days, they used to be something. And let's see, Braden says the fighting Eli Mannings. All right, let's see. Old says, man, people who keep defending and keep telling AB he's all good, they should feel horrible. eBay, I'm sorry, I said eBay. AB needs a lot of mental help, and so I did see when they were asking him about how much would it take for him to come back and play football and stuff like that. He's like, football is just a game, and he's just, hey, the man out here doing some things, and so, but he surrounded himself with people that that tell him, hey, you was right. Them teams are wrong. What do they know? And so you know how that goes. You know how that goes. We see cases like that all the time. Honestly, all the time, where people surround themselves with people that tell them, hey, you're right. Everybody else is wrong. They don't know. All right, but at this point of the season right now, who do you guys have for your right now Super Bowl projections so far? Who do you guys like for your Super Bowl projections so far at this point of the season? Braden says you guys are playing the Giants. Okay. Okay. And who's supposed to be the alleged home team in this case, Braden? But yeah, I mean, that should be a good matchup there. That should be a good matchup. And in terms of like Packers receivers, who do you feel like is stepping up right now for the Green Bay Packers in terms of at receivers, Braden? It's Romeo Dubs, and then like who else? All right, so Braden says he still has the Buccaneers and the Bills. I do feel like once Tampa Bay gets fully healthy, we'll start to see the Tom Brady of old, honestly, or either Tom Brady that looks old, either or. But he'll definitely be better than what we're seeing right now. He just doesn't have any targets and stuff like that. And I hate the fact that people's like, well, if he's supposed to be the GOAT, then why can't he just throw to whoever? Look, when the GOAT was in his prime, then sure, he carried quite a few teams with bad receivers and stuff like that. But at this point, come on now. Come on now. If you give him somebody to work with, he can go out there and ball out. A bad quarterback, you give him guys like DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and he goes out there and still looks below basic. That's a bad quarterback. But I'm just saying. As a Braden says, Romeo Dubs and Alan Lazard, and so okay, bet. Ole Man says Bucks and Bengals. It's early, but I still have them. But Eagles definitely is looking like the best team in the NFC, and so okay. I'm going to switch mine up, and I'm going to say the Baltimore Ravens. Sorry about that, Mike. But Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles. As of right now, those are the two teams that I'm leaning with right now. Baltimore versus them. Because I feel like the way Lamar Jackson's playing right now, I know it typically doesn't carry over to the playoffs, but it's a new year. He's got more motivation than ever right now to go out there and to show that he deserves the money. And so, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. But the kind of money he's asking for, he's got to go out there and lead this team to a Super Bowl to justify them paying him that kind of money. Brandon says throwing shade at Russell Wilson. LOL. I mean, those are the receivers that came to mind. If I was an elite quarterback, I mean, having those guys throw the ball to, I'd win a couple MVPs myself. I'm just saying. But you know what he says? Let's ride. Let's ride. So I don't know where he's taking the Broncos, but they're riding somewhere. They are 2-1 though. They are 2-1. I'm harsh on them because the offense they're paying him to be a glorified Jimmy Garoppolo right now. But it is what it is. Jimmy G won some games, so I get it. A glorified Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what Russell Wilson has become. You heard it here first. Let's see. And it says some receiver on TCU just took a 20-yard run up and laid him out before the ball got there and no pass interference. Whoa. So some cornerback did that on Oklahoma? Wow. It looked like that game, like obviously I can't watch that game right now, Aiden, but to me, from the highlights that it's showing, I bet you that's a physical, hard-hitting game. It seems like guys are taking cheap shots, late shots, dirty shots, every type of shot. Aiden says the coach might get ejected. He is heated. Ooh. Ooh. Well then. Don't we just love when coaches get? It's something about when your coach gets fired up that just fires you up as a team. Honestly, jump towards the Heat too, and so, man, that sounds insane. That sounds insane. And the way the scoreboard is looking, mm. And Allen says prayers for people in Florida due to Hurricane Ian and the people in South Carolina coast too. And so, absolutely, absolutely great. Appreciate that right there, Allen. But absolutely, yes, yes. Definitely was concerned for them for sure, because definitely saw all that flooding and stuff. So definitely a lot of people, homes and stuff, families separated, all that stuff. So absolutely. Let's see. Braden says Dylan Gabriel just got knocked out on a dirty hit, and so, man. Meanwhile, we're right now at the half, and let's see. I'll call that poll there. All right, so really quickly before we get back to the game here, I will go through a couple of the NFL games, and you guys let me know which team you got and also your score projection for some of these teams and stuff like that before we get back to the game here. But let's see. Aiden says, yeah, the dude on TCU was crying after that hit and got ejected. And so, man, I am missing some stuff here. I'm hoping they show me a highlight or something. All right, but we'll start with the Vikings at this. Well, Vikings versus the Saints, but it's going to be in London. So that means tomorrow morning. If you have in fantasy football somebody in the Vikings or the Saints, make sure before you go to sleep that you check your lineup and that everybody who you want playing is playing. Because if you oversleep a 9:30 a.m. Eastern time game, then you know you're going to be regretting that. So JB's warning you now. Make sure your lineup is good and stuff like that. Either you wake up super early, either or. Make sure your lineup is good. But who do you guys like between the Vikings and the Saints? Again, the game's going to be in London. Andy Dalton should be quarterbacking for the Saints tomorrow. Who do you guys like in that one? Let's see. Old man says Brady. Brady has a lot of weapons when he was with New England. And so true. Let's see. Showing all the highlights. And so all you can hear. And so, okay, bet. But yeah, you guys let me know who you got in that one. I won't put the polls up there because I'm going to go through these quick. But for me, Vikings versus the Saints here. And so it's really an opportunity for the Vikings to go ahead here. I know that the last couple of games here, like they're 2-1 right now, but I feel like they'll go ahead and become 3-1. So I got the Vikings over the Saints here. If the Saints defensively was consistently looking much better, and it could be different, but without Jameis Winston there, Vikings a safe bet to go there. Let's see. Old man says Saints because of old man Dalton going to have his best game ever. Old man sounds like he's putting up a prayer for that one, but hey, I won't be mad at all. Especially if Chris Olave goes out there and get 3 touchdowns. I'd be very happy. All right, you got the Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. You guys liking that one? Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. I like the Falcons in that one. Mike says, let's go Buffalo. Speaking of which, but yeah, Browns versus the Falcons. Who do you guys like in that one and also your score? All right, so Aiden says Vikings. He's got the Vikings, okay. And so he's taking the Vikings over the Saints there. Browns over the Falcons. He's got the Falcons there, okay. So far we're in alignment there. All right, so next game, Buffalo Bills at the Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams that have looked explosive offensively. They have one thing in common. Well, 2 things in common, actually. A quarterback that can do it all. And also, they both share 1 loss each to Miami. So, we'll get to find out who's the better team at this point of the season. It's going to be down there in Baltimore. Now, of course, take into account Buffalo. They have a lot of injuries on defense. Now, they do have a lot of injuries on defense. So, their defense is not looking like it's going to look when they get back to being close to 100%. But, it's going to be a good one. Let's see. Old man says Falcons 17-14. Mike says Ravens. Old man says Ravens 24-21. Braden says Browns 24-20. I'm hoping it's a high scoring game, Buffalo versus Baltimore. I'm hoping it's a really high scoring game because I got Lamar Jackson in one league and I got Josh Allen in our league. So I'm hoping for a shootout. I hope that Gabriel Davis can suit up and actually, I don't know, perform this time for me. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, a shootout between these two teams. I'm hoping that whoever wins, I'm gonna go ahead and say Baltimore at home. 40, since Buffalo has so many injuries on defense, I'll say Baltimore wins like 42 to like 38 or something like that. 42-38, a high scoring back and forth game is what I'm thinking. JB wants points in that one. JB's taking the over in that one. So best believe that. Meanwhile, we're getting ready for the kickoff here to get the second half on the way. All right, kickoff on the way. High kick. He catches at the 20 and going to be brought down at about the 26-yard line. And that is where Kentucky will start off here with the football. Let's see. All right, so Aiden says Bills. Braden says Bills 31-28. Aiden says Bills 26-25. Okay. Old man says hopefully Allen fumbles and have at least 4 just because you got JB. Aiden says the TCU coach is running on the field. Why is he still going at it right now? Wow. Braden says Iowa fans are wearing shirts that say I cheer for the punter. Wow. Never saw that before, Braden. Wow. All right, but here we go from their own 27-yard line. Kentucky snaps the ball. Going to give it to the back, and so the second half is on the way. And he gets brought down at about the 30-yard line. So picked up about 3 yards in the play. Now we got 2nd and 7 coming up. 2nd and 7 coming up. And so let's see. Next game, the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. What do you guys think about that one? Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, we're looking at 2nd and 6 coming up here for Kentucky. First drive here of the second half. They're down 19-12. Quarterback up under center, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, gets to the back off the left side, and still moving a pile here. Oh, wow. Displaying great power here, and that's a pickup of about a good 5 yards on that carry, which is going to bring up 3rd and 2 right now. So 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Kentucky 35-yard line. Old man says, nah, JB, I robbed you. And so, so JB got JB'd. And it says, dude been talking to the ref for 6 minutes because that hit, but it was dirty as you know what. Brandon says, it's a game now that dude just jumped off sides and laid the center out. Oh, wow. Wow. Very heated. We go 3rd and 2. Quick pass there to the receiver. And so, oh, excellent tackle by the defensive back. And so, wow. Made contact, went through the blocker to get him. And so Prince performing like a Prince out there. And so got him for a loss. And so now we got 4th and 5 coming up. And that's going to bring out the punt unit here for Kentucky. All right, so Aiden's got the Commanders in that one. Okay. Old man says Cowboys 24-14 because Wentz will do Wentz stuff. And so let's see. Braden says, honestly, our punters are the best. Braden says Cowboys 27-17. Aiden says they didn't like that Gabriel hit. And so I don't blame him. All right, punt on the way. Fair catch symboled and caught at about the, let's see where they mark it at, but looks like about the 12, 13-yard line range. See where they mark them. But it's going to be Ole Miss with the football here for the first time here in the second half. They're up right now 19-12. Last time they had the football, their quarterback turned the ball over where Dart was off target and hit the wrong target out there last time. Let's see if he can reel it back in this time out. Let's see. Old man says, sound like they need a player who will fight. Who will fight and be their enforcer. Old man, they need you. They need you out there. I'm sure you can get a massive good NIL deal. Let's Let's see. Mike says Dawson Knox big money contract then disappeared, and so I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. That's something that I'm starting to take into account when I'm like deciding between two players that I feel like are about even when it comes to fantasy football, but one of them just got paid. Because look at Zeke. Zeke looks so much better right now that he's finally in his contract year. Braden says TCU just scored a touchdown, and so bet. I mean, TCU's laying it on. They are laying it on right now. Aiden says, big touchdown. How did they score the touchdown? Meanwhile, we're currently at the commercial right now. But again, Ole Miss still with the football right now. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Let's see. Meanwhile, all right, so you guys got between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Again, down there in Detroit, Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions. I got Detroit in that one. I like what I've seen so far from Detroit. And again, Jameson Williams, he looks like he's just about to start practicing, start getting back ready to return soon, which will add yet another weapon. Hopefully not too soon because I need Amar St. Brown in my other league. But, yeah. Mike says, lots of business decisions, JB. Yes. Aiden says, like 60-yard pass. And so, okay, airing it out. Okay. I mean, 41-17. Wow, TCU. What's TCU record on the year so far? Yeah, what is TCU's record on the year? All right, so Aiden says Lions. Mike says Detroit really good. Old man says, I got one good fight left in me. Call the head coach up and tell him I'm ready to go. Just need that 10K check. And so you're going to need more than 10K. Going to need more than 10K. 100K. 100K. That's going to be the stimulation. 100K per brawl that you get involved in, old man. That's going to be your stimulation for their team. All right, so Braden says he got the Lions winning 26-20, so still a close game there, but got them winning. Okay, bet. Old man says Lions 24-21. Okay, and so, so TCU's 3-0. Ooh, if they're 3-0, then, yeah, this is going to jump them up into that top 25. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma, well, they're about to choke their way out of the top 25 the way they're playing. All right, but here we go, guys. Shotgun formation here for Ole Miss. Takes a snap, gives it to the back, up the middle. Picks up about 2 yards on the play. Second down coming up again here in the third quarter. With about 12 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the third. Again, Ole Miss up 19-12. Let's see. Mike says, who Pat's quarterback? And so, yeah, Brian Hoyer, quarterback one. That will be quarterback one there, Brian Hoyer. Meanwhile, they get the ball to the back again in the back. Going to pick up about 3 yards this time on the carry. It's going to make it about 3rd and 5 coming up. And let's see, old man says, JB, I'll let you handle that part. You can be my manager. And so, yes. I was talking to Black Medicine the other day about if he were to play college football and I was representing him, the kind of stimulations that I get for him. And so, JB would be a good agent. Teams won't like me, but the players will. But that pass there by Dart, incomplete. He was aiming for Watkins on the play, Jordan Watkins, but incomplete. So now we got 4th and 6 coming up. So they will have to punt the ball. And so Old says, Mike, old man Hoyer. Braden says, do you think a Big 12 gets into the playoff? Do I think a Big 12 team gets into the playoff? Let's see. I'm pretty sure 1 from the Big 10, 2 from the SEC. That remaining spot is going to go to the ACC and Clemson. So no. I will say no, Braden. I will say no. Unfortunately. Which is why we need that 12-team playoff, because I feel so bad for those other conferences and stuff like that. Like, if it's 12 teams, like some of these recruits can start to spread out to some of these other schools a little bit more. Those who are focused on getting to the college football playoffs and stuff like that, they'll know that there's other avenues to get there. Let's see. Old man says, I'll go AD Miles mode on them and take helmets off and start swinging those things. Let's see. Mike says, swig of water for the working man, JB. So you know it. And so let's see. Braden says Michigan up right now 20-0. And so, ooh. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be the case, Braden. Because quite frankly, Iowa's offense gives me major concern right now. So absolutely. Oh, man. All right, we're still right now currently at the commercial, which means we got time for another matchup here. So the Chargers and the Houston Texans. Who do you guys like in that one? The Chargers, they got beat pretty bad by the Jaguars last week. But again, Justin Herbert, he is in pretty bad shape versus the Houston Texans. And they've been in pretty much every game. They even have a tie. They're 0-2-1. And you don't get to say that every day. So who do you guys like in that? It's going to be in Houston. Who do you guys like in that matchup? Let's see, Brandon says our offense is so bad. And so that's why they're looking to you, Braden, when it comes to the next NCAA football game. They'll be looking to you to right the ship and to recruit some heavy talent on the offensive side of the ball. And do you guys currently know, when it comes to the next college football game, what offensive playbook would you guys be playing with or prefer to play with? What offensive playbook and defensive playbook as well, because defense matters. All right, Mike says Chargers will handle business. Old man says Texans getting that W, winning it with a field goal. Okay. If they do win it with a field goal, it'll probably be something along the lines of maybe like 16-13, 19-16, 16-14, something like that. And so, yeah, I did notice that they did switch over to baseball. I'm wondering what's up with that. They got JB one time earlier like that with a Falcons game, preseason game it was. So, yeah, no idea what in the world is going on right now. All right, you're starting to see a lot of this. This is happening way too often. They're starting to merge two things at once. Come on, guys. All right, but here we go. From the 49-yard line, that's where the ball's lined up right now. 49-yard line right now of Ole Miss. Kentucky with the football here. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap, play fake. Will throws it. It's caught by the receiver at the 35, and he's going to be tackled at the 35-yard line. But a first down here for the Wildcats. Again, the Wildcats down 19-12 right now. But that's a big completion there, as they're going to try to get the first points of the second half and see if they can tie this up. Again, they did have a mishap last time out there where they did happen to miss the extra point. Well, they didn't get to kick the extra point because it was a muff on the holder's part, so they didn't get the point attempt up at all. Just a reminder for that. But here we go. All right, one quarterback up under center here. Receiver goes in motion. Going to take the snap here. Give it to the back. And the back up the middle. Tripped up. Got back to the line of scrimmage there. And that'll be all. All right, let's see. Braden says Iowa has 5-star old lineman coming in next year. Bet. And he's got the Chargers winning 27-20. Okay. Old man says Ohio State offense and Alabama defense. Okay. Nice. And so that'll be awesome. Let's see. Aiden says Judge home run chase. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 coming up, guys. Quarterback up under center here. Receiver goes in motion. Will takes a snap. Going to toss it to the back off the right side here. And picks up about a good 2 yards on that one. 2-3 yards on the play. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 8 coming up here right now at the 33-yard line of Ole Miss. Aiden says he's one away from a record, I think. Braden says, I don't usually watch baseball until the playoffs. And then Braden says, baseball stream JB? Absolutely not. Absolutely not for JB. Yeah, but JB actually got a lot of other projects going on outside of work and streaming. And so that's why you don't see as many like news videos as you used to see, because JB's working on some projects right now that you guys will find out a couple months from now. But JB's working on some big projects right now. All right, but here we go. In the pocket, throws it to the back, and the back Still trying to fight forward. Still trying to fight forward there. Picks up about a good 7 yards, but still about a yard shy of the first. So we got 4th and 1 coming up. Decisions. Do you go for it right now? You're down by a touchdown. Do you go for it? Last time you tried the extra point, couldn't even get the attempt up there. So will they go for it? It's just a yard. All right, so it looks like they're going to go for it here. Would not be surprised if they go quarterback keeper there. Would not be surprised for that, but let's see. They're 50% on the season. Heavy formation. Quarterback up under center. Takes it. Gives it to the back off the left side. And he's got enough for the first down. That's enough for the first. That's enough for the first. That is more than enough for the first. Brandon says JB's up to something. JB is up to something. JB is up to something. All right, but here we go, guys, in the third quarter here. 8 minutes to go in the third. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 back. Shotgun formation. Tight end goes in motion. Take the snap here. He's going to run. Runs right into the lineman there. He gets sandwiched there. And it's going to be a pickup of about a good 3 yards on the play. But, man, he paid a price for those 3 yards. Aiden says JB cooking and coming. Well, when JB cooks, it's more effective than Russ cooking. So I'll say that much. I'll say that much. All right, but the current drive here, 6 plays, 27 yards in about 4 minutes and 15 seconds in terms of time of possession so far in this one. So a nice long drive, takes a snap, gives it to the back, and the back still pushing forward there, picks up about a good 4 yards on the carry. So now we got 3rd and 3 right now at Ole Miss, 18-yard line. So far on the drive, 7 plays, 31 yards, and about 4 minutes and 40 seconds in terms of time possession. Aiden says JB gaming something coming, and so hey, you never know. You never know with JB. You never know. You never know. I consider this to be a large-scale project. All right, but here we go. 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Pressure coming. He throws it, and it's caught. And can he get into the end zone? He does. It looks to me like he broke the plane of the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Wildcats. So how about that? So just when you thought early on, because at one point the Rebels were up 19-6, but the Wildcats said, you know what? We can still do this. And so now they are 1 point away from tying this all up. AD says, AD says TD JB loves counting teams out. It gives them the motivation that they need to succeed, ADs. I'm the reason why they get motivated to go out there and play. They want to prove me wrong. And so, Jay, what's good with you? What's good with you, Jay? How are you? And you said Kiffin needs to put J.J. Henry. And so, bet. But, hey, glad to have you here today. And so the rule on the field is a touchdown. They're going to review the replay here. I get it to make sure, but I mean, it's pretty obvious he broke the plane of the end zone there on that touchdown to me. So, but we'll see if maybe they see something that I don't see, but it looks like he broke the plane of the end zone to me. Braden says JB is working with Eli Manning on something. I figured it out. That is not it. That is not it. And it's not sports related. It's also not sports related. I'll say that as well, Braden. Not sports related. 80 says Braden LOL. All right, so here we go. Extra point attempt about to be on the way after the referees have confirmed that indeed they did score the touchdown. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So we're all tied up right now, 19-19 between these two SEC teams right now that are both 4-0 right now. A massive game here in the third quarter with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to go. 19-19 is our score. Last year was a thriller. Will we get another thriller in this one? Let's see. Braden says JB creates a cooking channel. That would be something. That would be something. That would be something. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I see that Purdue and Minnesota game is still Purdue 10, Minnesota 3. All right, the next game, though, who do you guys like between Tennessee and Indianapolis? Right now, we're at the commercial, so we're not missing anything right now. But between tomorrow, Tennessee and Indianapolis, who do you like in that one? Let's see. Jay says JJ Henry needs more passes instead of just making him run routes. Come on, Coach Kiffin. And so good old Coach Kiffin. Braden says JB&M cooking fanatic. All right, but here we go. Kickoff on the way. It's low, and it can bounce out of bounds. And it will be out of bounds there. So you know what? That's going to be a penalty right there. So that's going to give Ole Miss great field position to start off with on this drive here. Looking to get their first points of the second half here. They got off to a great start. They were up 19-6. But as of late, the offense has been a little bit stale lately. I say you got to get back to really getting that ground game involved. It was very effective for them. But let's see how things go. All right, so Braden says Titans 24-14. I would say Indianapolis 24-14. I think Matt Ryan's going to have his best game yet. Michael Pittman coming back. That's going to help out as well. So we'll see. Let's see. Old man says Coach JT he's going to go crazy. So over 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns is what he's hoping for. That would be crazy. But it's still possible for JT. I say 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. All right, takes a snap from up under center here. Jet sweep to the receiver off the left side. And he's going to get brought down at about the 39-yard line there. So picked up 4 yards on the play. Second down coming up here. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Referees are blowing whistles here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we got a guy that's hurt right now. And again, that was JJ Henry with the carry. Yeah, right now medical staff looking at him. I hope that he is okay. Let's see, I said Pittman played last week. And so, oh, well, JB's behind then. JB's behind. My bad. Let's see, old man says, if he does that next week, JB, we'll be trying to trade for him. If I still had Alvin Kamara, then I probably would definitely still be trying to trade him because Alvin Kamara has disappointed me for the last time this year. He'd have been better off just serving his sentence this year, to be honest. And how did Pittman look last week for Indianapolis? How did he look last week? Oh, is that true? Let's see. Old man says Dolphins really about to have Tua play next week. The NFL needs to look into him. Stop, old man, stop. I seen that even on Yahoo Fantasy where they switched him from out to questionable. I was like, are you guys serious? Are you serious right now? Nah, no. All right, but let's see. All right, so next up, the Chicago Bears at the New York Giants. Who do you guys like in that matchup? The Bears at the Giants. Aiden says Pittman looked good. Okay, okay. Braden said he didn't get targeted much last week. Okay, okay. Mike, I'm looking at you, Mike. If you're still here, Mike, I'm looking to you when it comes to Gabe Davis. Should I start him or should I not start him this week? Because Gabe Davis last week, I mean, he dropped a touchdown, which really I could have used that. That would have been a big touchdown. But I need him to go out there and perform this week. Braden says he shouldn't play next week. Come on. And so, yeah, like, we really shouldn't see this man out there for longer than that. Like, come on now. Like, look at how severe that was. You just can't put him out there. It's way too soon. Way too soon. If this was high school, I'm telling you, like, no. And so, here we go. All right, so Braden says Tua's doctors just got fired. Braden says spot. Well, JB is on it. JB is on it. Braden says JB's on top of bots, and so you know it. You know it. JB's reaction time is getting quicker. All right, so getting ready to return back to the action here in which we're all tied up right now. So here we go. Take the snap here, 2nd and 5. Quarterback's going to keep it himself here, and he's going to take it to the first down marker here. Picked up 5 yards on the carry. Going to take it to the 45-yard line here. Again, third quarter at 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Again, a tremendous day for college football. All right, but here we go. Shotgun. Takes a snap. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. Incomplete. So, and that was a tight window, but a little bit behind. If that ball's just a little in front, but not too much because there was a defender coming, but tight window there. But here we go. 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Takes a snap here. Quarterback still has the ball. Throws it to the back of the backfield from the 50, 45. Still stiff-arming people. I mean, he lining them up and he's stiff-arming them all the way to about the 41-yard line here. 13-yard play on that one. They're hurrying up to the line here. Again, this is what they do. Takes a snap, throws it. He dropped that one. Incomplete, incomplete. And so Aiden says start Gabe. And so, okay, bet. I tell you what, though, I am going to start the Jaguars defense, I'm thinking, as of right now, over the Bills defense because the Bills are going against the Ravens right now, and that scares me. And Buffalo has way too many injuries. And quite frankly, I got Lamar in my other league, so I need him to keep going off. So I'm going to have to start the Jags defense, which is the only defense I got. Again, 20-person league, so most of the defenses are picked up except for like 5 defenses. So, all right, third down coming up here, 3rd and 7. Shotgun, take the snap, give it to the back, and so the back is going to get the first down. How about that? Nice explosive run there for 11 yards. And so another first down here for Ole Miss. I'm telling you, run the ball. Great things are happening when you run the ball here. I love how they're run blocking right now today. Tremendous. Here we go. Shotgun. Take the snap. Gives it to the back again. In the back. Still running. Still picks up 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 coming up. Wow. I mean, that run offense has just been tremendous in this game. Takes the snap. Give it to the back, and the back finds the first down that time. Picks up about a good 3-4 yards on the carry, and another first down here for Ole Miss. Again, they're driving, they're moving. Running back's going to take himself out here. Ole Miss says they love to run the no-huddle offense. Braden says they fired the neurotrauma consultant, not to his doctor. And so, okay, bet. That would make sense. I mean, because to his doctor, that would make more sense there. All right, so here we go. Read option, he keeps it. Looks, throws. And so excellent tackle immediately, but he picked up about a yard on the play. Again, here in the third quarter, and we're all tied up 19-19. Here in the third quarter with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Speaking of tied up, Texas Tech just tied up Kansas State on their end. Meanwhile, takes it out of the shotgun, gives it to the back, and the back is going to pick up about another yard or two on a carry. So now we're going to have third and about 6 coming up. Again, here in the third quarter with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the third. Important third down here for both teams. If you're Kentucky, you'd rather hold them to a field goal attempt, but if you're Ole Miss, you want to score a touchdown. Receiver goes in motion, takes the snap here. Quarterback's going to keep it, and they bring him down immediately. He picked up a yard, and that's it. Fourth down coming up. So that time, quarterback kept it himself that time, and fourth down coming up. So that will bring out the field goal unit here. As the old man says, didn't you trade the Eagles defense away? I bet that person is happy. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You know, but Buffalo's got a lot of injuries right now. Braden says, I thought it was his doctor who got fired. The doctor's probably screaming right now watching the stream saying, I'm not fired. 26-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. All right, that's awfully close there, but the kick is good for Ole Miss. So they're up 22-19. Again, a massive game. Both of these teams right now 4-0. The winner of this one will definitely be better off because of it here. Building on that resume. But so many close games today in this one. Minnesota, they finally tied it up. They're 10-10 right now. And you've got U of L versus Boston College. U of L is up 23-21 right now. So many great games going on right now. Kansas State, Texas Tech tied up 20-20 apiece. They're in the late end of the third quarter there over there. So many great games taking place today. And we've got even more great games coming on. Old man says, don't know why YouTube put my comments backwards. Old man says, this is a great game. And so, yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, kickoff on the way. He's at the 15, 20, 25, 35, 40. Still on his feet here. 50. He's still going. How did he trip on that play? I'll never know. But man, that one had all the momentum in the world. This guy Brown is really making plays on special teams right now. And so, wow. The special teams return game, an element that is almost forgotten in today's football, but when you have a nice returner, you know it, and it feels nice. Wow. Let's see, Brandon says, Iowa versus Michigan, not such a great game. Old man says, JB, in all reality, how do you think New England will play tomorrow? And so I feel like New England's going to go out there. They're going to fight hard. Green Bay will win, but it will be probably by, I'll say maybe like 10 points or something like that. It'll be a low-scoring game. But I think Green Bay will win by at least about 10, maybe 11 points, somewhere around that range. But I'll say like a range of about 8 to 11 points, give or take. Green Bay wins. But I think that the Patriots they'll make some plays, but they will make mistakes that they can't recover from. They will make some mistakes that they can't recover from, and that's going to be the difference, honestly, for real. So that's what I'm thinking. So I've already braced myself for that. All right, but here we go. 1st and 15. Shotgun formation here. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap here, gets it to the back off the left side, and he's going to carry it to about the 42-yard line, 42, 41-yard line. Second down coming up. And so Aiden says, no, bro, tripped. And then old man says, was that Danny Dimes out there tripping? Absolutely not. Danny Dimes would need a lot more space to be by himself before he tripped. All right, but here we go, guys. 2nd and 12 right now out of the shotgun. Going to give it to the back, and the back up the middle. It's going to pick up about a good 3 yards on that carry. 3rd down coming up, though. 3rd down coming up. All right, so here we go. 3rd down coming up again. Just a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Ole Miss is up 22-19 right now. But with a great kick return like that, you have to be able to capitalize off of that. Let's see if they can. Shotgun formation of 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Can the offensive line give them some time here? Defense sends 4. Throws it. Incomplete. Overthrew everybody on the play. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. But there is a penalty. Hold everything. There is a penalty right now. Let's see what they call here. But this could be a massive penalty. Ooh, an eligible receiver there. And holding on the defense there. So, okay. Offsetting penalties there. Braden says, LOL, old man. All right, but 3rd and 9. All right, here in the 3rd quarter with 40 seconds to go. Shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Takes a snap here. Will's looking. Throws it. And it's going to be caught by the receiver. Oh, he lost the ball. So never mind. He lost the ball. Incomplete. Oh, are they going to give him the catch and just say he fumbled it? All right, so they'll give him that. So they say he punched it out there. Okay, so they'll give him the catch, but he's still going to be short either way. All right, so 4th and 3 after that play. And so the offense is going to line up right now. They are at the 33-yard line right now, Ole Miss. And so let's see if they get this, or will they actually go for it here? But one thing we know is that the end of the 3rd quarter is upon us right now. So that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So 1 quarter remaining, and right now, Ole Miss is leading 22-19. But when we come back here, will the Wildcats offense be able to get the 1st down if they truly are going to go for it here? But what a game we got. That's one thing we do know is that this is a great game. And so 1 quarter left between these 2 undefeated teams here in the SEC. And so obviously only one team will only win here. But hey, either way, this could be a massive win for either team. And so who will win this one? Who will win this one? But we are at the commercial right now, so now is a good time. Let's see. Before I go through that, all right. So the next game that I'll ask you guys, who do you guys like? The Jaguars versus the Eagles. Who do you guys have in that matchup? Again, right now we're at the commercial, not missing anything. But who do you guys like between the Jaguars and the Eagles? You guys let me know in the comment section while I go ahead and recap statistically what's taken place so far in this one. So let us start with Kentucky. So Will Levis, he's 12 of 15 for 112 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Meanwhile, for Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, 11 of 23 for 171 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And then on the ground, for Kentucky as a team, 30 carries for 101 yards, most of that coming from Chris Rodriguez. He's responsible for 17 carries and 67 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for Ole Miss, as a team, 27 carries for 169 yards. And then you've got Krishan Judkins. He's got you 8 carries for 77 yards here. Zach Evans, he's got 9 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Both him and Judkins have rushing touchdowns so far in this one. Jackson Dart, also 7 carries, 41 yards so far in this one. And J.J. Henry, he's got 2 carries himself for 26 yards as well. All right, let's see. Braden says, finally, touchdown, Iowa. May have been late, but the offense finally arrives. And he says, Eagles 27-13. Braden says, now it's 20-7. Okay, bet. But again, right now we're at the end of the third quarter, and the score is 22-19. All right, so Braden says he's got the Eagles winning that one. All right, let's see. But man, I mean, looking at that TCU game, still 41-17 over Oklahoma right now. And then you look at Kansas State versus Texas Tech University, all tied up 20 apiece. And as Braden alluded to, Michigan up 20-7 over Iowa. You've got Purdue and Minnesota, they're all tied up 10 apiece. And so, hey, some good games there. Even the games that started a little bit later. You know, Utah, number 12 in the country, they're up over Oregon State 14-7 in that one, but Oregon State with the football. So a lot of great games. And so, Brian, what's good? What's good? What's good? And you say, who's winning? LSU or Tennessee? And so I'm going to go with Tennessee in that one, Brian. I'm going to go with Tennessee in that one. But let me know what you think. Hold on. All right, give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. And again, that game is next week, I believe. All right, so they say that the play stands after reviewing that play, so the play is going to stand. It was indeed a completion. But yeah, you mentioned Tennessee. They got LSU coming up. Then after that, they got a date with Alabama and stuff like that. So some big games coming up for Tennessee. You know, end of the month versus end of the month versus Kentucky as well. Then Georgia. Tennessee's got a tough stretch coming up, guys. Tough stretch. But here we go. 4th and 3. Takes a snap out of the shotgun. Will feels the pressure, throws it. Incomplete. So a big time stop by Ole Miss on that one. And so you can see the fans right now, they are hyped up about that play. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee in that matchup. And so Brian says you're a Vol fan. And but you got Tennessee winning by 3. Our defense won't hold up. And so, okay, bet. That's what's up. But yeah, I mean, tough stretch ahead. I do think, however, that Tennessee will win against LSU. Now, when you guys play Bama, I'm hoping that the defense goes out there and plays great and keeps it like a lower scoring type of game. And so I could see the potential for an upset, but it is Bama at the end of the day. So we'll see how that game goes. But it will be a nice one, though. It will be a nice one. I wonder what time that game will come on. All right, but here we go. Back to the game here. So low snap. And so that time, I mean, just a downright horrible snap on the play. And so I said it before. I said it earlier in the game. Who is the center for this team? Because every snap that he's had, well, not every snap, but most of them, has been extremely low. That time is so low, even the quarterback can't make a play on the ball. So you're basically giving up free plays because your center is snapping it so low. I mean, wow. The 2nd and 15 here. Yeah, I've seen some bad snaps in this one. Has the ball in the shotgun, throws it, ball gets tipped. And so that could have been picked potentially, but luckily just tipped on the play. So 3rd and 15 coming up here right now for Ole Miss. They're up 22-19 right now, but so far in this drive, the offense having some hiccups so far in this one. On this drive, I should say. All right, but here we go, 3rd and 15. Takes a snap out of the shotgun here. Throws it over the middle, and it's caught. That's going to be a first down. Big time play there. Needed 15 yards, and he got about 18 yards there. So massive first down play on that one. And Trigg is the guy with the reception. They're about to snap the ball here. 14 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. They snap the ball, gives it to the back, up the middle of the back. It's going to pick up about a good 3 yards on the carry. So now we got second down coming up here. Ball at, let's see, their own 48-yard line. Let's see. Ole Miss said he's got the Eagles winning it 30-24. Okay, bet. I think it will be a close game, though. I really do feel like it will be a close game. Meanwhile, he feels the pressure, throws it off the wrong foot, but it doesn't matter. Wrong foot, but the correct results on the play. And so nice big-time play there and a nice pass there. And so I've seen him make a pass earlier in the game that was something similar to that with the pressure in his face. He throws a nice pass off the wrong foot there. Nice touch on it as well. But here we go. 1st and 10 here from the 33-yard line of Kentucky. And so they're going to bring him back down around the line of scrimmage there. Second down coming up. 2nd and 10. Again, the score right now, Ole Miss up 22-19. Here in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes to go. And so let's see. Braden says Iowa with a huge stop on 3rd and 1. Okay. The defense said all we wanted to see was just an offensive score. That's it. And now they're to play, I guess. All right, but here we go. Shotgun. Takes a snap. Looking. Still looking. Throws it to the left. Gets the completion near the sideline. It's going to be a pickup of 11 yards on the play. And a first down. Ball is currently right now 22 yards away from the end zone. So far in this drive, 7 plays, 46 yards, and about 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go in terms of time of possession on this drive. And again, the run. I feel like he had to push the official out the way, but nice carry on that one. And so now we're inside the 5 here. So you look at that play, and so the official almost got into the way. I mean, did he thought he was a Wildcat player? I guess so. Now this time when it carried 1st and goal, he got back to the line of scrimmage. Now we got 2nd and 4 coming up. He's better than me. I would have lowered my shoulder, and the referee just would have to move out the way. Let's see. Aiden says, bro just stiff-armed the ref. I mean, the referee was all up in his face. All up in his way. Like, bruh. All right, 2nd and goal. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap here. Gets it to the back again, and this time brought down in the backfield here. So Kentucky, couple plays here where they snuffed out the run. And so 3rd and goal coming up here. All right, so here we go. 3rd and goal here. Again, fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Again, 10 plays, 59 yards, and 3 minutes and 48 seconds in terms of time of possession so far on this drive. Here we go. Shotgun formation here. Big 3rd and goal. 9 yards is what's needed for a touchdown. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws it. Got to make some people miss here. Stiff arms. One guy goes out of bounds there. And let's see. This marked at about the 4-yard line. And so unable to get the touchdown, they will have to settle for another field goal. Let's see. Brian says, I called North Carolina State upset Clemson. And so, okay. I like it. I like the bold prediction there. And so it'll be a fun game to watch. It will be a fun game to watch. There are 2 teams in the ACC in the top 10. And so that right there is a big game in itself for the conference there. No doubt about that. I'll be interested to see how Clemson quarterback is going to play in that matchup there. He did good last week. Can he keep it going? Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap here. They're going for it on 4th down here. Throws it. Incomplete. That time, instead of settling for 3 points, they wanted to go for it. I do not agree with that decision to go for it in that scenario. We're talking about the fourth quarter. Game's already 22-19. Every point matters. Now, if it was like 2 yards or less, sure. But we're talking about 4 yards here. I probably would have went ahead and take the field goal here. But, that's why they don't pay JB to coach. They don't pay JB to coach. But big time stop there for Kentucky. So Kentucky down 22-19 here. And so Let's see. We're here in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Brian says, I just need Kentucky and Clemson to lose to a top 6 team for Tennessee. And so I got you. I got you. All right, but here we go. So Will in the offense here for Kentucky. Up under center. Goes in motion. Takes a snap and give it to the back. And the back still running. And so, oh man, he's still going all the way to about the 23-yard line. And so it just seemed like he was going to go down. He was going to go down, but he never went down until he went to the 23-yard line. Big play on the ground there for Kentucky. And you think back to earlier when Kentucky was called for intentional grounding that gifted Ole Miss with 2 points on that safety and a ball and a football back, which resulted in 3 points after that. So that was a swing of about 5 points in favor of Ole Miss. But since halftime, they've only scored 3 points so far. And we're here in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go in terms of for Ole Miss. But here we go. Kentucky with the ball. Shotgun gives it to the back. And so the back, yep, they're going to tackle him that time around the line of scrimmage without second down coming up. Braden says Iowa is almost in the red zone. And so, wow. So Iowa's deciding to wake up here. Okay. Do keep me updated with that, Braden. All right, so 2nd and 10 coming up here. Again, fourth quarter with 9 minutes to go in the fourth. Look at the difference in time of possession. And so Kentucky, in terms of time of possession, winning that battle 2-1 right now. But yet, Ole Miss is up 22-19. I see Illinois is beating Wisconsin 34-10. Meanwhile, deep pass. And it is incomplete. Incomplete. Both guys had a chance at the ball there, but it is incomplete. So now we got 3rd and 10 coming up. Let's see. Brian says, what's everyone college football predictions? And so, that's a great one. In terms of all the teams that'll be in there, well, I feel like Georgia's going to get there. I feel like Ohio State's going to get there. I feel like Bama's going to get there. Because for Bama not to get there, they'll have to lose at least 2 games. And let's see. And I feel like Clemson will get there as well. I'm leaning towards Clemson right now. Of course, that could change if North Carolina State wins that one, but that's what I'm thinking as of right now for my 4. Let's see. Braden says 48-17 TCU over Oklahoma. 80 says he's driving. Keep you updated. I got you. 80s will do that. We'll do that. And so, but yeah, again, the score right now is still Ole Miss up 22-19. Kentucky, though, with the football, we're right now at the commercial because Kentucky called a timeout. They called a timeout here, facing 3rd and 10 right now from their own 22-yard line. They called a timeout, so we're at the commercial right now, not missing anything. But when we come back, big 3rd down coming up. Braden says he's got Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson, so he's also got the same thing. And then Old Man says Ohio State winning it all. Bet. But that's why I can't wait till we extend it to 12 teams in the playoffs. So that way other conferences have a better chance to get in there. Because as soon as the committee started going off of these quote-unquote eye tests, the eye test just tells me what conference do you play in. And, all right, can we justify the decision to put you up there? And so, yeah. And I also feel like the committee also takes into account how did you do the last time they put you in the college football playoffs, you know? That's why I feel like a team like Michigan State would have such a hard time getting in there, even if they were to win the Big Ten, because they're going to remember the last time Michigan State was in the college football playoffs, and it was not pretty at all. And so they keep that stuff. I feel like the committee remembers that stuff, and they hold it against future teams, in my opinion. Let's see. But I agree with old man, Ohio State winning it all. But again, still right now at the commercial. But yeah, Brian, who you got for your college football playoff prediction? Let us know. All right, so Brian says 1 Bama, okay, 2 Ohio State, 3 Michigan, and 4 Tennessee if Tennessee can beat Georgia. That would be interesting, but Brian, if you mean to tell me that they just go ahead and put 2 SEC teams and also 2 Big Ten teams in there, Woo! Woo! You mean the outcry of every other conference out there, if that ends up being the case, to where it's like 2-2, then that would be insane. I feel like for that to be the case, you would need either like Ohio State or Michigan to be ranked number one before they play each other, and then the other person beats that team, and then like they obviously outshined everybody else. And even then, I mean, is it possible? Yes, but the outcry, we're gonna have to implement that 12-team playoff a lot quicker if that's the case. But I like it. I like it. I like it. There's a couple games that will determine which teams go in there, and so I certainly agree with that. It'll be fun to see how USC looks at the end of the season, all that stuff. Because the fact is, with Notre Dame having two losses, the committee loves to try to sneak Notre Dame into college football players, but this year won't be able to do that. So I wonder if that opens a door for a team like maybe USC to just be sitting outside in case a team stumbles that final week or something like that. We'll see. But here we go for Kentucky with the football here. Looking. Will throws it over the middle. Incomplete, but there is a penalty. There is a penalty. Again, here in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go. And right now, Ole Miss up 22-19. Brandon says, I can see that happening but instead of Tennessee, Georgia will make it. Brian says, and if not Michigan, then it would be Oklahoma with one loss. And so I think the way that Oklahoma's getting beat like a drum right now, I would swap Oklahoma in that case with probably a team like USC maybe. USC gets an opportunity in that case, or most likely Clemson, or the winner of Clemson and North Carolina State if they can pretty much control their own destiny the rest of the way. So I could see that being the case. But that's what we love about college football. It's still extremely early, so a lot of teams can make a lot of cases. All right, but here we go. Will up under center here. Gives it to the back on the toss. And so he rumbles forward for a good 6 yards on the play. Again, 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Kentucky with the football here. They're trailing 22-19. 2nd and 4 coming up. So 2nd and 4 coming up here. But yeah, many good teams right now will have a case and will have a stronger case as the season goes on. And some of these teams start to play some of the difficult matchups. All right, but here we go. From their own 38-yard line. Receiver goes in motion. Takes a snap out of the shotgun. Pressure. Throws it to the back. The back catches it. He has the first. He's still running. And he's going to take it to about that midfield area. And so old man says AB is a clown. Dude needs to get mental help really bad. All right, but here we go, guys. 1st and 10 again here in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Again, Ole Miss up 22-19 right now. Will up under center, and right now the ball is they are at Ole Miss 45-yard line here. Tight end goes in motion, takes a snap here, tosses it to the back off the right side here, looking for a hole, but he's going to get brought down to the line of scrimmage. So now we got 2nd and 10 coming up here. Again, right now at Ole Miss 45-yard line. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, Kentucky has 2 timeouts. Ole Miss has 3 timeouts. All right, Brian says, but here's the thing with Tennessee. They're not a rollover and beat me to death team. Don't let the team come back. And one down by Florida came back, and one Tennessee isn't the same. And one Tennessee isn't the same. And so, I do see a difference in Tennessee. I do see that. And so I am hoping I'm rooting for teams like Tennessee, Ole Miss. I'd like to see those teams do better in the SEC. And actually, hey, if they happen to, win it all in the process, in the SEC, I'm all for it. I am all for it. But here we go, guys. 3rd down coming up. I remember last year in my college basketball bracket, I had Tennessee and I had the Razorbacks, both of those making it to, I think, the Elite Four, and one of them to the Final Four, depending which bracket. Again, college hoops, starting to think about college hoops soon, along with the NBA. But here we go, guys. 3rd and 5 right now. So the ball right now at the 41-yard line of the Rebels. Shotgun formation here for Kentucky. Will has it out of the shotgun, pressure in his face, throws it, and that's going to be completed by the receiver, still trying to fight forward on the play. But that's going to be a nice first down pass there. So way to move the chains on 3rd and 5 here. You got 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And again, they're down by 3 points in this game right now. So it's 22-19. But now they've taken the ball to about the 26-yard line. He did take a hit on the play, but he delivered the pass. So far in the current drive, 8 plays, 68 yards, and about 5 minutes and 10 seconds to turn time possession off the clock on this drive here for Kentucky. Here we go. Will up under center. Receiver goes in motion. Up, there's going to be a penalty. Going to be a penalty. There was some movement, and the offense is going to back up 5 yards here. Cannot have that derail the drive here if you're Kentucky. Let's see. All right, so Braden says Iowa went for it and failed in the red zone. Oh, man, so it's still 20-7. Brian says Tennessee won't be the same in basketball. We're too young, and we will always be too young. Okay, bet. But 1st and 15 coming up. As the old man says, JB Myers, Mac, and Guy isn't playing tomorrow. And so, yeah, I did know that Myers wasn't playing. I did monitor that. Saw Myers wasn't playing. I knew Mac Jones wasn't playing. And so, yeah, it's going to be a run-heavy day for the Pats. All right, but here we go. Got to stop the ball here. Got to stop the ball. Barely gets the snap off here. Kentucky with it. The back has nowhere to go, and that may even be a loss on the play. That time, Ole Miss was there. Again, 4:20 left to go here in the 4th. And Kentucky with the football, despite trailing 22-19 right now. So after they lost a yard on the carry, so now we're looking at 2nd and 16 coming up here. And the ball right now is at the Rebels' 33-yard line. Brian says, who do the Titans play tomorrow? So yeah, the Tennessee Titans will be on the road against the Indianapolis Colts in that matchup. So Titans and Colts, both teams definitely need to get a win this week. It'll be a big win for either team. Meanwhile, quarterback here with the ball. Will throws it, and it's caught there. He went down at the 19-yard line, so not enough for the first, but he did pick up about 14 of those 16 yards with that dot that he threw. With that dart. And that time, Will in the pocket, threw it. Size, man, referee had to duck on that play. Referees are getting in the way. All right, but here we go, guys. 3rd and 2. 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the 4th. Crucial drive here. 3rd and 2. Shotgun formation here. Tight end goes in motion. One receiver, multiple tight ends, one back. And the quarterback's going to keep it himself. And so Will takes the hit. The ball came out. Wasn't a fumble. And the referee saying that it is a fumble. And that's going to be Ole Miss football. Will took a massive hit there, and so tried to get the first, went in the air, and they knocked the ball out. Now, was he down? Let's see the replay. Oh, that ball came out. Now, let me take one more look. Now, that was some serious helmet-to-helmet there. But, yes, that ball was out. So, right now, the power of Will wasn't enough. But a massive turnover in this one. And that is Kentucky's first turnover of the game. Yes, the old man says whoever drafted Stevenson or Harris is going to have a great game. I know Pop Brown got Harris, and I think the Silverados have Stevenson in our fantasy league. Let's see. Brian says that'll be a tough one for the Titans. O-line is garbage and washed up. And plus, historically, Titans versus Colts tend to favor Indianapolis. But we'll see. If Matt Ryan goes out there looking like he keeps looking, then Tennessee will do it. But if Matt Ryan goes out there and plays his best game of the season, and Jonathan Taylor does as well, then, it's probably going to come down to whichever running back rushes for the most yards, honestly, in that matchup. King Henry or Jonathan Taylor. And so, old man says, dang, that was a hit. And so, yes, it was. Caught him in the air and put the stamp of disapproval on him. Knocked the ball out. And so now we're at the commercial, but when we come back, it should be Ole Miss with the football. They're up 22-19 here in the 4th quarter. And so time is definitely becoming more and more and more of a factor. And Kentucky does have 2 timeouts, not 3. They have 2 timeouts. But again, right now, currently at the commercial. Let's see. Meanwhile, while we're currently at the commercial here, let us see some of the other games that's taking place there. So I see Kansas State University up 30-20 right now. They're in the fourth quarter. Still got some time to play. And TCU just steamrolling Oklahoma right now, 48-17. You've got Michigan still up on Iowa 20-7 right now. Purdue, Minnesota all tied up 10-10 right now. So those are just a couple games going on right now. But yes, a lot of good games about to come on soon, though. You've got Bama versus Arkansas. I mean, I'm going to be watching that one. That's going to be a game that I'll keep my eyes out for, but there's a lot of good games. I'll also be watching that Florida State versus Wake Forest game as well. That's going to be a good game coming on, but many games coming on in that next window of games. You also got Oklahoma State versus Baylor coming on, and hey, I can't forget about my own Buckeyes. I mean, Rutgers versus Ohio State. I expect Ohio State to take care of business. Should not be a scare in that one. But man, many great games coming on today. Even got LSU versus Auburn, which may not on paper be as big a game, but still it'll be a nice one. All right, but yeah, they're showing the replay here. All right, so here we go. Ole Miss here with the football. Quarterback's going to keep it himself there. Wrong decision there. Lost a yard or two on the play. Now we got second down coming up. Again, 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And so Kentucky uses their second timeout here. Again, trying to preserve the time. There's 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And so they're already thinking about saving as much time as possible. Again, Kentucky, they're a team that they like to use a lot of time when they move the ball. And so hurry up offense is more of Ole Miss thing than Kentucky. So therefore, they're really trying to preserve as much time as possible. Braden says Iowa has the ball again. Okay, bet. All right, but again, still right now at the commercial. Thanks to the second timeout that was called by Kentucky. They have 1 timeout remaining. So if you're rooting for Kentucky here, you're rooting for the defense here, you need to make sure that they don't get any more first downs here. Again, in college football, there's no such thing as a 2-minute warning there, so you're not going to stop the clock there. So they really need to get a stop here. Meanwhile, if you're Ole Miss, though, you've done a fantastic job all game long running the ball, so keep doing what you're doing. I mean, they have 192 yards on the ground so far for Ole Miss. Right now, though, if you're Ole Miss, you're really regretting that decision in which you went for the touchdown at the goal and was stopped on fourth down. Because if you get a field goal, at least 6 points, and you know that a field goal would not be able to tie it and stuff like that. Little things like that that may make a difference when this game goes on. And then just to recap how both of these quarterbacks are doing so far in this one. Well, for Kentucky, Will Levis, he's 16 of 21, 161 yards through the air, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Again, he did have that fumble on the carry. And for Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, 14 of 28, 210 yards through the air, no touchdowns, 1 interception. But on the ground, he does have 8 carries for 40 yards. But Crenshaw Jenkins, he's got you 14 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown. So he's just been phenomenal so far, and I say continue to ride him the rest of the way. Let's see, Braden says that Petrus just got sacked, and so, ooh. But again, still right now at the commercial, guys. So still at the commercial. Braden says they failed on fourth down. Okay, bet. Well, it was interesting for a second, Braden. All right, so here we go. Returning back to the action here after that last timeout here. Ole Miss with the football here from their own 20. Receiver goes in motion, takes a snap here, and going to give it to him on the jet sweep off the left side there, but he's met by some defenders, brought down at the line of scrimmage there at the 20. Might have picked up a yard maybe in the play. Let's see, 2 minutes and 45 seconds here. Did Kentucky use their final timeout? They did use their final timeout, so Kentucky can no longer stop the clock in the remainder of this quarter, as that is their third and final timeout. So we got third down and 11 coming up here. Big third down for both of these teams right here. Because if you're Ole Miss and you get a first down here, that's a lot of time you can take off that clock there. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, you got to get this stop here. And they just hit us with another commercial. Braden says, on the last 4 plays on offense, Michigan hit Patrice twice and sacked Patrice twice. And so, offensive line falling apart. And you say that's game. So that game's finalized over there. Okay. Who does Iowa play next week? But again, still right now at the commercial, so not missing anything at all. Again, it was the final timeout called by Kentucky. And so here in the fourth quarter at 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go, score right now, Ole Miss up 22-19 over the Wildcats here. And so facing third and 11 from their own 20-yard line, Ole Miss is going to be trying to find a way to get the first down. Because if they get a first down, that's more time off the clock right there. Meanwhile, if you're Kentucky, you cannot allow a first down. Just can't do it. And again, just a reminder that the next stream will take place tomorrow in the NFL for Sunday Night Football. Yeah, Sunday Night Football, in which, let's see, Sunday Night Football is going to be, I forgot who it was. But Sunday Night Football will be, that's right, it's going to be Kansas City versus Tampa Bay. So we get to see Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. And so the Chiefs had a disappointing loss last week there, in which they know that that's a game that they dropped. And so they're going to try to rebound here. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they're not happy with how they've been playing so far here. But Mike Evans, he'll be back there. I don't know the situation with Chris Godwin, if he'll be back or not. But they're trying to get healthier. They're trying. Braden says you guys play Illinois, and so Illinois right now, aren't they doing a number on Wisconsin right now? Last time I saw like 34-10 and stuff like that. And let's see, old man says, dang, Panthers head coach really took shots at Panthers receivers, aka DJ, and blamed them for the reason the offense hasn't been good. And so, let's see, old man says Panthers need to do the right thing and trade DJ to New England for Nelson at 2023 second rounder. Better yet, how about just trade him for a fifth? Just trade him for a fifth, like every other big-time receiver, because the Browns got to steal when they got Amari Cooper for just a fifth-round pick. So, why not? Because right now, Nelson Aguilar seems to be one of the better receivers we have right now. Let's see. Braden says touchdown Michigan. Ouch. All right, so getting ready to return now. All right, so third and 11 again. Kentucky used all their timeouts here, so they can't stop the clock anymore. Third and 11 coming up here. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back in the backfield. Tight end goes in motion here, takes a snap here. Going to give it to the back, in the back, looking for a hole here. And he's going to pick up about a yard on the play. And so fourth down coming up. And so Michigan up 27-7. Old man says Cooper not being a Patriots is BS. I wish Bill Belichick would have traded for him. Absolutely. That should have been called. But sometimes they're not going to call it. That's a 2-yard pickup. So now the punt unit coming out here for Ole Miss. All right, snap is good. Punt on the way. Let's see if we get a return here. And he will return it. And he's taking it all the way to about the 34-yard line here. And that is where the offense will take over here from their own 34-yard line here for Kentucky, down 22-19. They've got no timeouts to work with. But what they do have is 1:49 to go. They are down by 3 points, so a field goal can tie it. A touchdown can win it. And this is what every great quarterback hopes for. And so number 7, Kentucky right now, down by 3 points. Can Will Levis come through for his team here? We're going to find that out. So far in the day, 16-21 for 161 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last time he fumbled the ball, that's on him. Can he make up for his mistake? We're going to find out. Because right now, all I know is that if they end up getting the ball back to Ole Miss, that will be game. Speaking of Ole Miss, though, they do have a player that's currently right now down on the field, being looked at by the medical staff. That's Bullock. So number 3, Bullock here for Ole Miss, being assisted here by the medical staff. All right, so again, getting ready to go ahead and seed it for Kentucky. Can they come through on this drive? What do you guys think? Will Kentucky come through? Will they win it? Will they tie it? Or will they lose it? Let me know. All right, here we go, guys. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation here from their own 34-yard line. Take the snap out of the shotgun. Defense sending pressure. Going to take a deep shot here. And it's incomplete. Incomplete. And so 2nd and 10 coming up. All right, now put the poll question up in terms of what do you guys think is going to happen on this drive? So Kentucky will they win it? Will they lose it? Or will they lead us to overtime? Let us know. But here we go. 1:42 left to go in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation. 2nd and 10 right now. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Take the snap there. Defense sending 3. He's going to dump it off to the back. And the back makes 1 guy miss. Trying to make the 2nd guy miss, but they bring him down. But he picks up about 8 yards on the play. So now we got 3rd and 2 coming up. 1:30 left to go here. Again, trailing right now 22-19. Kentucky with the ball. Both teams right now 4-0. We got somebody right now for Kentucky. He's currently down right now. He's cramping bad right now. And so it's big number 77. Big number 77 right now on the O-line. And so medical staff is out there for him. And so, yeah, looks to be like cramps. And so now they're going to stretch him out. Again, here in the 4th quarter, in 1:24 to go. Reminder, Kentucky has no timeouts right now. No timeouts. Facing 3rd and 2. And so that's going to pause the action here. All right, so we got 1 vote for win. But again, as they're looking to tend to the offensive lineman there for Kentucky, and we're waiting to get back to the action here. All right, so and if it does come down to special teams, will they be able to do it? All right, so we got 1 for win. We got 1 for lead us to OT. All right, here we go. Out of the shotgun here from their own 42-yard line here for Kentucky. Getting back to the action here. Takes a snap, shotgun, throws it quickly to the receiver. The receiver has room for the 1st down, still running. He's at the 50 right now. He's at the 40. 30, 20. 10, and brought down at about the 6-yard line. So how about that? Wow. What a massive play for Kentucky. What can Brown do for you? I mean, he's doing it on kick returns. He's doing it out there at receiver. I'm telling you. They snap the ball out of the shotgun, throws up a jump ball, and that's going to be Caught for a touchdown. So that is a touchdown for Kentucky. Now there is a penalty called on this one. There is a penalty. Braden says Iowa scores a consolation touchdown. All right, let's see. That was Berrien Brown there with the 50-yard touchdown. Whoa. Illegal motion on the offense. Sorry, Brown with the 50-yard play. Then they threw the jump ball there, but they say illegal motion. And so because of the illegal motion, it had nothing to do with the receiver that caught the pass there, but it will prevent them from getting that touchdown, at least there. So now you got 1st and goal. So we got 1st and goal here. Braden says 27-14 Michigan. How much time is left in that one? All right, 3 receivers towards the bottom of the screen here. 1 tight end, 1 back. Shotgun formation. Take the snap here from the 7-yard line. Need 7 yards for the end zone. Oh, the ball. He fumbled it. He fumbled it. Will fumbled it again. He fumbled it again. And this time, just like that, he fumbled away Kentucky's opportunity to win this game. Wow. 2 turnovers, both fumbles. Can you believe it? Wow. That is insane. Wow. And so Will is frustrated. His team was undefeated. He had a chance to be a hero. Big time play. Now let's see the replay here. Braden says, let's go. Excellent job there by the DN getting a hand up, knocking that ball out there, and great heads-up play to come on top of the ball. So 2 times Kentucky was driving the ball, but 2 times Ole Miss came through and said, not today. Not today. And so, yes, the pure excitement inside the booth there. The fans, they love it. The defense has had multiple big-time plays, I will say that, to stop Kentucky from scoring. But, wow, what a play, what a game it has been. And this is just the beginning. There's so many other games that are still playing, that will play later on. What an excellent day for college football. But, wow, if you're Ole Miss right now, you are ecstatic right now. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, you'll drop, but I don't think it'll be a massive drop. All right, victory formation here. Going to take a knee. Just got to take a knee one more time, and that will be the game. Ole Miss will win this one, 22-19. Wow. They say sometimes it's good to be lucky. And wow. Let's see. Braden says Michigan wins 27-14. Okay. Old man says, dang, what a great game. And so, yes, it was a great game indeed. Just like last year, whenever these 2 teams play, it's going to be a great game. But, man, nothing that Kentucky can do with no timeouts. They take the knee, and that's it. The game is over. It's done. It's final. Ole Miss has won this matchup and will remain undefeated. And I expect that tomorrow, Ole Miss is going to have a nice leap in that top 25 up until probably, let's see, I'm guessing probably around that 10 range or maybe even higher. Who knows? Depending on how everything else shakes out today. But you're sitting really good right now if you're Ole Miss. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, one heck of a game, one heck of a performance on the road. You just made too many mistakes late in this one that ultimately cost you the game. But 2 great teams here. Old man says, dang, what a great game. Braden says, great stream. JB, see you tomorrow. So, yes, see you guys tomorrow. And, hey, best of luck to everybody in fantasy football tomorrow. Remember, if you got anybody in the Vikings or the Saints, update that stuff before the morning because, remember, the London game will be extremely early. So, just a reminder. But, yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, Sunday night. And hopefully JB's fantasy team will be in good shape next time we see each other. But enjoy the rest of the day of college football. JB's going to sign out. But thank you guys so much for coming through. You guys are the real MVP. So, thanks again. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And of course, see you guys tomorrow for some Sunday night football.